We are unfortunately missing a Romulus, but we wish him well. He had an emergency to take care of, so if he ends up showing up, then great, and if not, then not to worry, we miss you. Okay. Are we all sitting comfortably for a recap? Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a busy few weeks with everything that's been going on, and yet this world remains mostly motionless during that time. How odd. Anyway, last session our party of adventurers, Cat K, Curve, Romulus, and Vinny, had otherwise brought along a tag-along Corsair. Gathering what information they could regarding the bandit group known as the Skull, who had been abducting traders and other travellers along the road between Canlis and Varganuk, the party had learned of where their whereabouts may in fact have been. With similar information being learned regarding the mayor and their recent death, with the mayor's daughter being put in place to be the new mayor, but too young to do so, the ward has been misusing powers, supposedly, and otherwise being selfish, making the town a terrible place at the current moment, with raids happening to the northern farmsteads and the roads being attacked. They are bleeding, shall we say. The Skull, apparently based somewhere in the mountains northwest of Farganuk, and now entrenched, or so it is said anyway, the party is now using this as their next line of work to take out these bandits for money before the Wizard Fest begins. With this party now rested and awaiting the next day, gentle rains and cold weather return. Not as harshly as the week prior, however. Within your otherwise conjoined but still separate rooms, you can otherwise hear the sound of the rain on the exterior, the wind rattling against the windows as you otherwise all wake up slowly but surely. The wind has brought with it a prickling cold that you can all feel, the crystal lanterns otherwise providing a false warm glow to the chamber itself, still making you feel dreary and cold as you wake. Most of you wake up and prepare for your day's preparations, except for Curve, who is currently still sleeping after the nightmare last night. Romulus knocks on the door and says, "Me and Corsair will go downstairs and get food." And they head downstairs for the time being. If there's anything anybody would like to do.
I'm gonna go over and make sure Curve's still alive.
She's still alive, as is the lock state spell you've cast on her shirt.
Ugh.
So she is still very much held in place, thanks to you.
She didn't die. Good. Cool. Right, I will drop the lock state.
Okay. Dropping the lock state spell, her shirt relaxes again, and you note that she has twisted and moved since you cast it on her. Not unexpected of somebody who, in any event, would probably roll over in their sleep. But you drop the spell, and you all head downstairs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
wake up with a bit of a immediate panic. Would Cat still be in the room, sorry?
I'd say Kat's probably doing her last bit of preparation before heading down.
Alrighty.
Mhm.
So I quickly sit up, I look around, pat my hands on the bed, sort of just remember where I am, take a big breath, and quicker than usual, sort of get ready and head out of the room.
Good morning.
Morning.
You
Where
okay?
is everyone?
I've gone for breakfast.
Breakfast.
Mm.
Sounds good.
Hopefully I can
Like-
have my waffles back.
I quickly rush downstairs for food.
I will follow.
Okay. As you otherwise as each of you otherwise head down the stairs, the morning breakfasts are otherwise laid out for each of you. I'll say if anybody wants to pay the silver or 2 silver for your morning breakfast, then go ahead and do so.
Is that 2 silver for all of
Yep.
us?
Yeah. So across your entire party would be 2 silver. You otherwise buy yourself some breakfast, gathering your things. With the day ahead of you, what would you like to do?
Oh, I got my boiled egg, didn't I?
Did you?
Yeah, I thought I brought an egg and asked for it for breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That was your Helgi's egg, wasn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Taking your or having your Helgi's egg brought to you in the in a simple wooden egg cup. The boiled nature of the egg has been put in front of you as you otherwise break it open with a spoon. You note the interior where it would usually be kind of a white and then golden yolk to it. In this instance, you note that it is ashy black, and you can't quite see the yolk in there at all currently.
Okay. Curve. Is it meant to look this colour?
I don't know.
Okay. I will look the curve. I don't know. Okay. I'm just gonna eat it.
Okay. Eating it, taste-wise, it's not bad. It has a similar flavour to that of bacon in a way, with kind of a harsher, irony and peppery undertone to it. As if it's been partially seasoned, and as you kind of break into it and work in towards the yolk is a bright crimson blood red to it. And as you otherwise take a bit of that and eat it, it tastes very nice. It's very sweet, it's very welcoming. Go ahead and roll me a constitution saving throw, please.
Oh. Oh no. Okay. Time to find out how the dice are being today. Not good. Cool.
It's going to be one of those days. So, as you are younger and you don't tend to have a high tolerance for spice, it's not a very, very spicy effect by any means, but for you, it feels dangerously hot to the tongue. As you begin to feel your mouth begin to burn, you are handed a glass of milk, and as you otherwise drink it down, it only makes it worse.
Okay, it's hot. It's really hot, but it's really nice. I'm just gonna feel like eyes watering, got bright red, persevere and take through this. It's okay, it's nice.
Okay, tanking through it, I will say that for the time being, as you did fail the save for this, I'm not going to do any damage to you, but if anything happens today, I'm going to say that you have a -2 penalty to your concentration checks because this does last for quite some time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's no disadvantage, but it is still a minor penalty from the save.
Okay. Intelligence. Well, I can cope with a minus. With that one. Okay.
Are you gonna be able to finish that?
Mhm.
Tears streaming down her face as she's nodding,
Trying to play
nodding
it cool.
carefully.
Yeah, it's fine.
Romulus takes a little dab on the end of a spoon. Yeah, he's fine. At least he was 10. He made it.
I think Curve is sort of very much eyeing up the egg, not wanting to say, "Can I try some?" but very curious.
I notice stuff. If Curve's staring, I will offer because it's only polite. What cat does.
Okay. You try a bit of it, Curve?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and roll for me.
Is that just 1d20?
Yep. This will just be a constitution saving throw here. Oh,
Cool.
you've never had this before, but being a tiefling, I will say for Vinny, if you end up wanting to try this in the future as well, tieflings are naturally immune to the effect of hell goose eggs causing a negative effect on you. So in this instance, you taste it. It's nice. It's got a good heat to it. It's got a bit of a bite, but not too harsh. It's got a very nice irony taste. One that you would be familiarizing with blood, with the nature of it, but it's still got kind of a peppery undertone, kind of a sharp bite to it, but kind of a meaty flavor. It's quite nice.
So this is what I'm risking everything for. Yeah, makes sense. So what are we doing today? And is there any way I can help to make it go quicker?
Well, I would like to go to the apothecary and get some potions and stuff.
Is that a priority?
It'll keep us alive longer if we're facing against lots of enemies.
It's true.
Maybe a good idea, actually.
Also, what
Does anyone have
Brightburn
potions already?
Romulus checks his inventory.
Cat's just shaking her head.
It's such a mess, man. Forget how it doesn't do inventory management. He's got expensive honey.
Oh.
He has no potions of healing. No, I have nothing to help with this.
Okay, yeah. If there's anyone that doesn't have any, it may be worth picking some up.
Agreed.
Like
We
between
can't
us, we
rely
have a
on cats
few-
all the time.
We have a few sources of healing between us, but it always helps to have backups, especially if we get separated.
Exactly.
I'll tag along then. In case the worst happens.
I'm gonna stay here for a little while. I've got something I need to do.
I will say I have no money on me without Cat. So, Cat, if you want to get my money out for me, I can spend a bit.
That's fine. So I will retrieve
Cast
his...
pocket bag.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me wild magic for pocket bag real quick. What level spell is it?
Second.
Second. So go ahead and roll it. Using the wrong dice. Oh well.
Oh right, yeah.
That was close. It's fine, I'll take this roll still. So no, your wild magic doesn't go off as you otherwise reach into your bag. I'll say you pull out his money. He's not going to lose any of it, but he can spend up to 500 gold's worth of stuff on this for the time being, and then you'll put it back afterwards.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'll just say that's what he's done for the time being if he wants to buy anything retroactively.
Mm-hmm.
As for the rest of you, you still have to check how much you have.
I've got 2 healing potions and 1 mana potion already.
Corsair otherwise checks his pack and goes, I have 2 basic healing potions and a potion of fire resistance in case it comes up.
I have an
You
apple
never know.
honey treat. I've been saving it.
Wait, is that one Romulus gave you?
Yeah.
Okay, that won't work. At this point, you otherwise have a look in your inventory.
Long, and Curve doesn't know that.
Yeah, it's not going to have an effect, but as you otherwise look at it, it's got a little bit of like blue speckling on it. You're like, oh, that's extra flavor.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's doing pretty nice in there, bubbling away.
I've got 2 mana potions, but no health. But I don't need healing potions. It's mana that I go through.
That's fair. What about you, Kay?
My maturing apple honey treat.
Okay.
Sorry.
I
Oh,
have
sorry.
I have no potions.
Would definitely be worth picking up some potions then. This is Romulus apparently now.
Ah, very good. It's getting seasoned.
Well, if that's all our plans are for today, let's find this apothecary and get stuff.
Romulus is turning into a silver fox.
Where shall we meet up? I mean, I'm gonna be here. I've got something I need to make.
Then let's meet back up here.
Okay, cool. And then we're heading straight out from there.
Barkeep, when do we have the rooms till? You have until noon. Nods.
Okay then.
Right.
We'll meet back here at noon.
Okay. So, Kat, you work on your rune and going through that. The rest of you head out in search of the apothecary. Who would like to lead the investigation of this?
Oh, Kay can do investigations.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Investigator K. Haha!
You remember walking past it the previous day. Going out into the wind and the rain, it's not so bad, and the streets are quite clear. There are a handful of maybe 2 or 3 guards moving around in small groups, but they aren't patrolling. They aren't being thorough. They're being appearanced by the looks of it. They're just out for show. They don't seem to be necessarily working. As you otherwise head across the street and not far from where you were the previous day when you were exploring and when you helped that dwarf, you come across what looks to be a relatively old building, a nice set of potted flowers out the front. You can see that the door itself has a crescent moon in it where there's a small window, and you can see that there is a small painted sign just stuck to the wall next to the door that reads "All Weeds Apothecary."
All weeds.
All weeds, yes.
Is that what potions are made of? Weed?
Do you think they heal you? Okay. You head inside?
Yeah,
Come this
let's see
way.
what's going on.
Yes.
Okay. Stepping inside the interior of this, opening up the door, it immediately hits you kind of a general smell and scent of work going about in here. A natural scent of warmth and welcome. It smells of alchemy as you step inside. The sound of the world outside begins to kind of drown away slightly as you step in and get a bit of a better look. You see vials and potions, flasks and large and otherwise long tankards, almost, of these strange liquids and colours placed around the area. Jars and small, almost bowls of stuff, just scattered throughout the area in almost a mishmash. Dried herbs hanging from the ceiling, a countertop on the other side, and you can see otherwise tending to and pruning a rather small but round bush in a small pot is a rather tall, what looks to be, for those of you who would may have seen these creatures in previously, which I believe the only one who might have would be Cat or Romulus, which is unfortunate, but you know. Actually, no, Vinny, you would have because you come from the Beastlands as well in the north, don't you?
Mm.
So, yeah, in which case, no, you would have seen these creatures as well. This is an Arborkin. And you can see that they are entirely wooden, a kind of a nice smile to them, knots and curls, kind of embellishing the smile itself. Eyes that are very narrow and pointed, leaves and twigs that are growing and sprouting from the hair, as they otherwise tend to and look after this shrub. They look up, and you can see a long, kind of dark brown apron covering their front, a series of what looks to be trowels, secateurs, and small blades otherwise along the main belt line as they look up. Oh, it's good to have visitors, out of towners. How may I help you today? As she otherwise walks round from behind the main countertop, probably standing at about near a 6 foot, but not quite that tall.
Well, we were going to be doing some travelling around here. We were hoping to get some potions.
Ah, Excellent idea. I don't do a lot of potions. I do alternatives, though. Natural remedies, homegrown. The alchemy side of things works, but it takes time, and time is difficult for brewing. So I work on some helpful but slower working remedies, if any of them would be to your interest. By all means, take a look around. Everything has a label in here, and it'll tell you roughly what it does.
All right then. Let's
If
take a
you're
look.
If you're after potions specifically, I have some behind the countertop if you know that that's what you're after. But otherwise, feel free to look around. I have a long smile drawn as she otherwise kind of looks at each of you.
Okay. I'll give a friendly smile and then start looking around.
I'd like to talk to the lady.
Okay.
What kind of potions would you recommend for someone who is in mighty grave danger?
In what kind of danger? Like, they're badly wounded, they're dying, they're suffering an ill that would hurt them over a long time?
All of the above. In case.
I'd say a potion wouldn't be enough. You'd probably either have to put them down or bring them to me.
What would you do?
Try and heal them. I'm the apothecary. I can work with my ingredients for each individual case, but in a group case when there's multiple things involved, it's more difficult. My healing is for everybody. I don't mind covering costs for healing with the magic I have, but when it comes to buying potions for on the go or salves or balms, that sort of thing you'll need to pay for because it's on the go, not being used for those who need it.
What if I bought all the potions and mixed them together? I'd be invincible, right?
No, a lot of their effects would counteract and either end up with a slush that would give you the slush, or something that could stop your heart, most likely.
What's a heart?
It's the bit inside of you that beats, dear.
Nothing beats me.
Place your hand on your chest.
Okay. I put my hand on my chest.
You can feel a steady beating of something inside of your chest.
What did you do to me?
It's always been there. I did nothing.
Okay, enough games. I think the others mentioned health potions. I would like some of those.
Of course, of course. Are you after standard issue potions, or are you after more powerful things?
Depends how much.
Well, a standard issue potion will run you 50 gold around here. Usually I would be a little bit more on the cheaper side for them, but it's hard times at the moment getting ingredients with the bandits. But 50 gold is the standard stock price. They'll heal for a little bit and help with a few of the wounds and ailments. I have two stronger ones as well. They'll be more powerful, but they are 250 gold apiece. I also have some longer lasting salves and balms around here that work for different things, but depends on what you're after. If it's potions, that's what I have.
I suppose my best shot would be a standard. Also, Chris, would you very kindly check if I actually have enough money because maths.
Maths, do you have gold or platinum currently?
I do have platinum.
Oh, yeah. The platinum, so you have almost 400 gold. So you have enough for, so you have enough for,
2 potions?
all of this. For either one strong potion, or you could have up to 9 standard potions with that.
How long do potions last in the inventory? Do they go off?
No, the potions last until used.
Okay, I would like to purchase 3 standard.
Okay. So that will cost you 150 gold, or 15 platinum. So I'll take that out there for you, and just add a healing potion to that, and there you go. And make sure to add 3 of them in. I've added the rest of the details there for you.
Thank
And
you very
they
much.
they weigh. Romulus, how much do they weigh? You have them in your inventory, I bet, with a weight. No, he doesn't. Okay,
Half a
I think
pound,
they
apparently.
half a pound. Thank you very much.
Half a pound?
Yeah, half a pound. Thank you, Simon.
I thank the woman and pace around the store.
Okay. Pacing around the store, she otherwise watches each of you as you otherwise wander around. I'd like each of you who are wandering around for something else to roll an investigation check. And Kay, you said you were going to look around to see if there was something that can be mixed to make a strong cloud of smoke. Okay. Also, Vinny and Kay, go ahead and roll me investigation checks to see what kind of things you see.
Okay. Yeah, I've got all the potions I strictly need, so I'm just taking a general look around.
I've messed up.
Okay, Vinny, nice. You've messed up. What's happened?
Just my inventory. I can sort it for now, sorry.
Oh, you don't need to put the LB.
Yeah, I know. And then because I kept on putting 0.5 and it wasn't, and it just kept changing it to 1, and it's okay. I just messed up.
It's alright, let me... Oh no, that's undoing what I did. Could you undo it until you get to the quantity, and I'll sort that in a moment. Thank you.
Okay.
I can just do that. There we go. Okay, so, Kay, what did you get?
10.
10? Looking around, there are a few things that could be used to make smoke. It would most likely involve burning some of the herbs that would give off a lot of smoke when burned, but you'd need quite a lot of it, and it would take time for it to occur. You wouldn't be able to make a smoke cloud instantly by any means. It would probably be slightly faster than it would be setting a fire, and it would give off a lot of smoke with some of these herbs because they're dried and therefore they'd catch easier. But it wouldn't work in wet weather that you're currently dealing with. A lot of this isn't magic or working with potions that when mixed together will cause an explosion. It's more of a natural ingredients. So there are herbs that could work in that way that would allow you to produce a lot of smoke, but they need to be kept dry until the moment of ignition, which would then have to be in a place where you would otherwise be dry. But otherwise, both you and Vinny, as you're wandering around, see will look to be balms and salves of different types. Ones that work on healings, cuts, bruises, rashes, burns, all sorts. The ones that you mainly note will look to be list up here. Long root salve, which, as you otherwise note, it takes a little while to set in, but it notes that it heals wounds very effectively. Long root salve can be applied to up to 5 people, so it has 5 charges worth. It costs 75 gold for this pouch. And it provides 2d8 plus 2 healing to individuals. However, it has to be used over the course of a short rest in place of being instant. So it takes a little while to set in, but allows for more effective healing over a short rest. And the other one is a shield bulbs balm. When you apply the shield bulb balm to yourself over the course of a short rest, you will end the short rest with 1d8 temporary hit points. That has its per charge for that one, and that's 10 gold apiece.
Not bad.
So,
How much healing
that's
is
what
the
you-
first one, sorry?
The long route south was 75 gold and had 5 charges as part of it.
Uh-huh. How much healing was it?
2d8 plus 2. So it's effectively like 2 mini songs of rest over the course of a short rest given to someone. But with your natural 20, Vinny, as you're otherwise wandering around having a look, you note that there are what look to be, as you're going through a section of these, looking through the jars and the other areas of this, moving to more of kind of the, not necessarily the back corners of this section, but a more deprived and less attended to section of the shop. You note what looks to be an old jar that may have been sat on the shelf for quite some time. You otherwise kind of part the jars and pull it forward.
Sophia.
That's right. You know that this is a balm of curing. It is 50 gold, which is pretty good for what it otherwise does. It has 4 charges and can be used to cure the poison condition instantly. So it's a 4 times use antitoxin. Other than that, you also take note of a few of the plants that are otherwise hanging from the ceiling. One in particular seems to be following you around the room. And when I mean follow, I mean it has a long kind of section, or what looks to be a pitcher, that with a otherwise serrated or jagged ridge to the flap on the top of the pitcher, and it slowly kind of follows you around the room as you move through the room itself.
Unusual. Okay. Was 50 gold, you said, for the balm of curing.
Yep, balm of curing was 50 gold, and it comes with 4 charges, which is effectively 4 times the antitoxin.
Okay, I think I'm going to take that, since that's...
Okay. And you otherwise approach the countertop with just that, or is there anything else you want to take with you?
I'll probably let other people buy up potions, and I think I'm better off using Song of Rest during short rests.
Okay.
Than applying balms to people.
Yeah.
So it would
I mean,
be better
you
used
can
by
do
someone else.
you can do both. It just takes that the balm takes a while to set in, so you can technically get 3d8 plus 2 healing if you wanted to use all of them. Plus, then Romulus is healing from the chef feat, meaning you get to just basically have 4d8 plus 2 healing by spending a single hit die. Which is kind of nuts if you stack it, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna start with just the balm of curing.
Okay. So, as you approach the countertop with the balm of curing in hand, the old jar, she otherwise looks it over and goes, "Oh, an old relic you found. I thought I'd sold the last of those."
No, just tucked in the back of the shelf somewhere.
Ah, there might be more of them around here somewhere then. But a good find nonetheless. It's a very strong one. You only need to apply a little bit for it to work. It's one of the better ones of my creations, but takes quite some time to synthesize.
It's a pretty useful effect it seems to have.
I've got small portions of it for a more refined lot out back, but I use those for personal use, for helping. They have a effect similar to that of a pesticide and a herbicide. They're very useful against anything that might infect my plants. Anyway,
Sounds
it
good.
is 50 gold for that.
Right, I'll take that. There are other ways to get rid of poison, but they can be quite costly.
Yes,
It
and
seems like a pretty good deal.
And they could take some time. Yes, it's, well, might be the old price, but I'm willing to pay for that, if that's what it's listed as. Okay, so you pay the 50 gold for that.
I'll hand over 5 platinum. Yep.
Okay. And Kay?
I'll just buy like it were 30. Actually, hold on. How much money do I have? How much was that big potion again?
250 for a greater healing potion.
I'll take just 3 normal potions then.
Okay, so 3 normal potions of heal. Okay, and they heal 2d4 plus 2. Okay, so that'll be 150 gold. And Romulus, if he buys anything, we'll buy it later on.
Yeah.
Thank you all for coming, and if you need any more top-ups before you go anywhere else or are traveling through town, I'm always open.
Right, thank you. We'll keep you in mind.
You're welcome. She otherwise nods, and you'll head back out into the rain to rendezvous back up with Cat. Okay. Some time passes, and with Cat finishing the enchantment on her cloak once again, resetting the rune in place. Also, Jamie, I don't know why, but we're getting quite a lot of static from you.
Hang on. Oh. That end? Nope. I've got to do it on Discord, not Steam Labs.
Yep.
Could be the double. Right. Hang on 1 second. Is that any better?
Yes.
Okay.
It's only picks up when you're talking, which is okay. Okay, so completing your rune with the rain and wind, otherwise presenting towards you in the day. You proceed on your travels, or do you have any last things you wish to do while you're in Fognook?
Sorry,
I
I
don't
assume
think
that's
so.
where I am.
I don't have anything specific now.
No?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot we can plan for until we see what it is we're up against.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're best proceeding cautiously, but heading out and
What's
seeing
that?
what's going on.
My
Did
cat
you-
just jumped off the shelf, landed on the mic, and took the plate with it.
Wonderful cat.
Don't have them.
So, with nothing else that the party wish to do, you otherwise leave Farganuk and proceed where?
West, I believe we go west, northwest.
We heard? I
It's
believe
west.
that's what we heard.
Yeah, I think there was west. There was a camp west, and then we've got to go north from the camp, and that's where their camp is. That's the information we got. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to find which book I wrote this in. It's been a
If you want to if anybody wants to make a history check to try and remember, because this was discussed last time.
Can I make a history check on what I've said
I
being
will
correct?
as well.
Yeah, you can.
I will from the dwarf as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Hold on.
So,
History 19.
19. Okay, and Cat.
10.
Okay, Cat. With your 10, you realise that what you said is slightly off, but Kay corrects you with noting that it is northwest of Farganuk, or you can head west to the campsite and then head north from there. Either way, it's about a 2-day journey.
Okay. So, which one do we want to do? Can we go west to the campsite and then up, or should we just go northwest Fargnook? What's the terrain like? Over the
You don't
two
know.
routes.
You know that west leads across the road, but then going northwest you don't know because it's off map.
Hmm.
Right,
Oh
I'll
yeah,
say
that's the
that
other
what
thing
you
we
can
should get.
Yeah, what you can see from where you currently were or the previous day is that it's farmland for what you can see for quite a ways, but then it leads into either rolling hills and trees or grassland, is what you can mostly gather from this terrain.
yeah. Okay.
Hmm. Is it going to be worth taking a few minutes to buy another map quickly?
Oh, we could do. We could do.
Kind of forgot about that.
My theory is I kind of think we should go west and then head north from the camp. 'Cause at least then we've got landmarks to work from. Like if we just go northwest, there's a chance we could overshoot or miss it completely.
Hmm. Going over the road, there's a decent chance that we get attacked, since that's where they've been raiding. But to be honest, they're probably patrolling the whole area, so.
Mm-hmm. Besides, if we get attacked, is that a bad thing? I mean, we've evidenced we can look after ourselves, and we could possibly get information from people. Should we?
Potentially. An ambush by experienced bandits is never going to be a trivial problem to overcome.
True. True. But then if we make it look like we're not adventurers, ambush the ambushers?
We could say we wanted to join them.
Yeah, we could
No,
definitely try.
I don't want to burst your bubbles on that one. Looking at Corsair saying this to all of you, but it was mentioned that they are attacking all non-dwarves. So I imagine you joining might be a bit difficult, given none of you are dwarves.
Could I get a disguise?
Some people might
I
be able
mean,
to
if
get
you
disguise.
if you can fashion something, but I imagine your friend, gesturing to Cat, might struggle with that, as would anyone who's taller than 4 feet. Which is the whole party except Kay, who could pull off a dwarf.
Ah, yes.
Hmm.
And again, you're not quite stocky enough, so you'd need to be a starving dwarf, but still.
I can change that for an hour,
Hmm.
or no, for a day until I take a long rest.
That's true.
Okay, so Kay can wear all clothes at the same time and put on some bulk. We can all walk around on our knees with our shoes.
Well, I was thinking more. Could we
Under
get
them.
a cart, a horse and cart, and some of us hide in the back?
We could try. I don't really know how they've been attacking.
No.
They might just.
Drop rocks on us.
If they go in guns blazing, it's going to put us at a disadvantage.
True.
Maybe Kay could take us in as prisoners for an offering to the group.
It would be a little bit difficult. I can't carry Romulus's weapons.
True.
It'd be pretty risky as well.
Yeah, for this one dwarf to have just randomly come out of nowhere having prisoners seems a bit.
Especially if you're not part of the group, it might come across as suspicious.
I think we should just go and hope. If they, we're resourceful. If we get
We've stocked
ambushed,
up.
at least we have contingencies. We play it safe, keep our eyes out. Yeah. I mean, nothing short of coming up with some really crazy, convoluted, complex plan that's going to take us 4 days to try and put together.
We are good at those.
Yeah, we are.
Famously.
scarily good. But maybe we should just, in this one case, we know there is a potential of an ambush, so keep your wits about you, and anything seems off at all, then we'll be ready. Even if it is nothing, at least our guard isn't down if something does happen.
What? uh, If the way towards the camp is forested, I can hide in the trees and kind of like shadow you guys and see if anybody is watching us or anything.
True. Kay is very stealthy, so he can. He also has his rats, and I have Jeff. Fighting the wind isn't horrific. We have
It's not heavy at the moment, but as an owl, Jeff will struggle.
Okay.
Yeah, owls are going to struggle with just about any amount of wind. But yeah, if we have the potential to do some scouting, we should be fine. Yeah, once we get off the road and are heading right towards them, that's when we'll be in danger if they spot us.
Tis true. Well, okay. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna try and grab a map, and then we're gonna possibly head to the camp, or did we want to try and go diagonally straight to it?
Let's head to the camp first of all.
I agree. Okay. So map and then camp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You do all have rations this time, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I've made sure to bring some extra. Romulus gestures to the 15 rations he has just to make sure everybody can be fed if they run out.
Yeah, fair.
Perfect. Right. Let's not waste any more time then.
Okay. So, as I believe you all purchased heavy winter clothing, this is getting to as you are entering the section of the land which is getting colder, heading westward out of Farganuk. You equip your heavy winter clothing, pulling up any cloaks or hoods or anything similar. You set out on your trek along the road. Who would like to go ahead and roll for random encounters for me, please? This will be, as you are traveling on the road, 3d8.
Oh, is it possible to get a map before we leave?
I will say if you want to, it may. I will say at your current timing, where it's probably 10 in the morning, if you go looking for a map and you fail on whatever the roll may be, then you will not reach the campsite by night.
Fair enough.
So it's up to you if you want to take that risk.
Should be fine.
Yeah.
Let's just not forget to pick one up next opportunity we get.
True. I got 3 lots of 3.
So 9. Okay. Oh, oh gosh, darn it! I forgot. I need to put the updated version in my folder. Okay, hold on. Let me get my.
Flowers bloom. The weather is perfect.
Nope.
It's raining rations.
Some guy is out there who's just giving away free powerful items.
Yeah. You
And
know,
level
this
up
is
potions.
this is just stuff that happens. Yeah, level up potions. Everybody knows about those.
Just big mushrooms.
Okay.
I don't even want to hear about mushrooms anymore after the last time we found mushrooms.
It's true. Wild magic trips are fun. Okay. Okay. Actually, this is an interesting one. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong. That's the wrong
Oh,
one.
the interesting one. I feel like I'm
Wait,
being
hold on.
missold now.
Ah, no, never mind. No, actually, as you otherwise travel along the roads are quiet. surprise, surprise, very few people want to travel along the roads at this particular time, given the events that are transpiring. So, you otherwise make it to the campsite unimpeded. The weather okay, and nothing else to worry about.
Ain't that nice?
Part of my prediction was correct.
The rain continues to fall, and as you otherwise arrive at the campsite, you note that there is nobody else here. It is night, and you set up tents for the night.
Mm-hmm.
At least with 6 of us, we shouldn't have too much difficulty keeping watches.
True.
So, who's taking what watches? Corsair will help with one of these watches.
I will take a watch.
There are trees around, right?
No, this is in the middle. This is a section just off the side of the road. It is clear in all directions. There is no trees. There's no long grass. You've left the farmstead and entered Heathland. There is nowhere to hide nearby.
That is very unfortunate. I'll be taking middle watch, like normal.
I'll take
Okay.
the first watch.
Okay, so first watch, Cat and Curve.
Doesn't have dark vision.
Romulus has it now.
Romulus does, yeah. I think I am the only person without actual
Corsair.
vision. Corsair, okay.
Corsair doesn't have dark vision. He is a draconian. He does not get dark vision.
Okay. I assume Romulus will probably want to double up with Cat, so I'll go with Corsair then.
Well, Curve is currently with Cat, given both of them wanted first watch. So.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm happy to move around with people should they want to, but yeah, I just said first watch because
You two can both take first, that's fine.
Okay.
Which ones are taken already then?
First watch is taken by Curve and Cat. K is in second watch, and then third watch is empty currently. So you place yourself where you want to, and then I'll put the other two the other way around or wherever.
Okay. I'll take third watch then.
Okay. And do we want Romulus or Corsair on second or third watch?
who wants to keep
mean-
an eye on Corsair at that point?
I'm
keep
happy
an
to.
eye
I
on
can.
Oh, K will.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do it then. I'll...
Okay.
I can just have a rat specifically designed to just watch him.
Good point.
So, first watch, Curve and Cat, as the rest of your party otherwise settle down to sleep, setting up the tents nice and easily. The weather isn't too heavy or dangerous by any means, but it's still wet, and sitting out is going to be annoying. The two of you are on watch. Is there anything you would like to do?
Hey, Curve.
Mm-hmm.
So you were kind of sleeping heavily last night, and
Right.
then I would and I'll basically give Curve an update on everything that we've discovered from Corsair so far. So Curve's up to date with us all.
Right. Don't trust the guy I already didn't trust. Got it.
Oh, good. I didn't know if you did or didn't, but there's definitely something going on there. He knows a lot more than he's letting on to, so just be careful.
Always.
Mhm.
Never, but okay. This time.
How are you feeling after yesterday?
Focused. I have a new focus.
Good. Good. Okay. Well, I am going to locate somewhere that's got a good vantage point, but isn't going to cause Jeff to find his way to Narnia. I am going to put him somewhere where he can overview. For
That
the
would
rest
be
of
at
the night.
that would be at the top of the tent. Then there's nowhere to hide around here. So
True. Can I put him like on the? Yeah, I guess that is the case.
the tent would be the highest point for miles. So
Okay, fine. I'll just keep Jeff down because I don't want him flying away. That's going to end badly. Yeah, just stay propped, keep an eye out.
Jeff just sits next to the tent entrance, very inefficiently. He's effectively prone, but he's safe.
Well, I'd rather safe than coming back to a horror show. Okay. Keep an eye out for the rest of the night, and same for you. Keep an eye on our new buddy. If anything seems off, let us know. Either
Thanks.
Romulus,
Bye.
what have you. Okay. Give him a pat.
Okay.
And
Okay.
look round, I guess.
Okay. So I'd like both of you to go ahead and make me perception checks for the night, please. Given it is dark, are you laying a campfire, yes or no? There's no wood nearby, so someone would have to have stuff to burn on them, which I don't think your party does. So there wouldn't be a campfire, so you're going to have to both roll this with disadvantage, I'm afraid.
Oh, well, straight, because I'm using Jeff.
Oh, because he would give you advantage.
Yeah,
Well, no,
yeah.
Jeff rolls on his own, doesn't he, for this, and then you...
No, so I use Jeff normally when I'm doing, because I don't have dark
Oh,
vision.
I
And then
see,
when
yeah.
I go
So
to
go
bed,
ahead.
He does his.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll yours from that then.
12.
12, and
15.
Jeff? 15. Nothing catches your attention. You have a good visual on most of the area around you. You're in a little bit of a divot, but you can still see like a good 100, 200 feet out from where you would usually be. It's dark, it's cloudy, so your vision's a bit hampered still, and with the rain coming down, it doesn't help that much. But you're keeping an eye out still. Nothing seems to happen as you pass over Watch 2K and Corsair.
Okay. And then Jeff will just keep an eye out from that point.
Yep,
himself.
carrying on that 15.
Mhm.
Okay. So, Kay, is there anything you want to say to Corsair during this time, or just have the rats, rat keep an eye on him?
I'm just gonna have the rat keep an eye on him. I don't want
Okay.
to make him think that I'm suspicious of him or anything, so I'm not even gonna try anything.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me 2d12 then, as the random encounter roll fell onto your watch.
3 and a 6.
So another 9. Okay. 9 at night time. Okay. Go ahead and roll me 1d10, please.
2.
2. Okay. As you're otherwise resting and... Well, not resting. Keeping an eye on a watch. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, please. And I'll roll for Corsair, who will have disadvantage here. Oh, no. No, never mind. He wouldn't be able to see because he doesn't have dark vision, so... Haha. He's waiting in the dark.
Perception. 8.
8? Okay. Keeping an eye out as best you can. Your rats keep an eye on Corsair. You're kind of sitting there and waiting for a moment before you begin to hear kind of the low rattle of wheels on dirt. You otherwise stand and look out as you note a caravan pulls into the campsite itself.
I see.
You can see that the individual is on their own on the caravan, just them. Dwarven fellow, kind of a long dark beard, hood up, currently just kind of pulls the reins too, kind of looks over to you lot, kind of shielding his eyes from the rain for a moment before proceeding to kind of get down from his perch and proceeds to crawl underneath the cart itself.
So where he plans to sleep or something?
It's raining.
Interesting.
It's an open top cart with a tarp over the top. As he otherwise just kind of crawls under there and stays there.
To each their own, I suppose. But I'm gonna keep an eye on that cart.
Okay. Keeping an eye on it and just taking kind of general stock and note. Being wary of it, but keeping an eye on you. kind of pause and wait. Okay. Your watch comes to an end with Corsair, and now we move into Vinny and Romulus. As you
And I
pass
give
over the
them
watch.
warning. I give them the warning about the person that showed up.
Okay. Vinny and
Doesn't-
Romulus sit down for their watch.
Okay, we have no campfire, correct?
Correct. So it's with disadvantage on the perception
I
hit.
will cast dancing lights.
Okay. You cast dancing lights. As the lights otherwise go out and hover in the nearby vicinity, you create a small portion of light here just to give you a bit of an edge. So you may go ahead and make a perception check as you would normally, and as will Romulus. Okay. So for Romulus, if his stuff is updated correctly, which I can't remember if it is, let me click his character sheet. His perception is +4, so that's an 11 from Romulus.
And a 16 from me.
16 from you. Okay. As you otherwise look out, kind of keeping an eye, as your dancing lights float, you note what looks to be a few figures coming along the road towards your campsite.
Okay. What sorts of figures do they seem to be?
You see that there is what looks to be one larger figure with them, another one who seems to be kind of carrying and dragging some kind of luggage behind them, and what looks to be 2 other people on either side of this large figure.
This is the last watch of the night, right? So it's
Correct, yeah. So day will follow soon enough.
strange time to be traveling. Is there any sign that they appear to be hostile?
It's hard to tell from this distance. They're
Okay.
getting closer, and you can wait until they get closer, but it's up to you.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on them. I'll try not to get too tunnel visioned with just them, but
Okay.
I'll keep glancing back as they're getting closer.
Okay. You otherwise keep an eye as best you can. With your roll, you note that from one of the figures on either side of the large figure, a small kind of black object or silhouette shoots up into the night and merges with the darkness above, preventing you from being able to see what it was that was sent up.
Okay, strange. Are they getting closer still?
They're still proceeding towards the campsite, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. As you otherwise kind of keeping an eye with all this that's going on, just looking out, there's a sudden moment where you're otherwise sat there, and the wind and rain stops. You can still see it falling, and kind of the light heathland blowing, but you can't hear it anymore suddenly. And the figures break into a sprint. I would like you and Romulus to roll for initiative, please. The rest of the party is currently unconscious and asleep still.
Fine.
So this initiative order will matter here.
Would Jeff have picked this up?
No,
Okay, cool.
unfortunately not,
Bless Jeff.
as you will discover why in a short moment.
What about my rats?
Your rats will have, but they have to get back to you to wake you up.
I never sent them out, so they're with me.
So they're in the tent with you?
Yeah, they're always with me.
In which case they wouldn't have picked it up, because they won't be able to see outside the tent, because the flaps would have to be closed or you'll be getting wet.
Meh.
So the rats aren't able to wake you up in this instance. So Romulus got a... Romulus's initiative, that is an 8. Let me quickly go and change the music here real quick. Okay. Okay, with Romulus getting an 8. And Vinny, what did you get?
17.
17. Okay, that's pretty good. I need to roll for these individuals. Wait, did I change that guy's stat block correctly? Yeah, I did. Okay. That seems surprisingly high. Okay, I think I need to make a minor modification to that one that I forgot to put in. The modifier is not the right one, but the stat is, so that's okay. I'll just make that adjustment. So, that guy, that's cocked. Just the cheese getting in the way. A little bit of cheese got in my dice tray. Okay. Okay. This guy got that. And voices. Okay. Ooh, not great on their roll, but that's okay. They have a plus to theirs. They have that, and they have that. Okay. So, top of the initiative order. You note that two of the individuals, as they otherwise coast into range of all that's going on currently. They're with the figures that are currently present, as they're otherwise moving into position. You note that these individuals are dwarvish as they get closer, closing in on your particular spot. Romulus got there. And then Kay, Corsair, and Cat need to be moved underneath there. Okay. So, the two of the dwarvish figures, they otherwise rush up. You watch as they move up really quickly. You note that they are dwarven in exterior. They aren't terribly fast, but they are within close enough range that you watch as they wrap their hands around each of their forearms or the opposite forearm, dragging their hands to either side. Flames emerge in their hand, and they throw forward firebolts. One at you, one at Romulus. So, the attack against you is... that is a total of 13 to hit you, Vinny.
That does not hit.
Okay, as they fire the firebolt past you, it whizzes past you as you're otherwise ready for this, as you kind of duck and spin out of the way, the firebolt coasting past, and the one versus Romulus is a 9, as Romulus otherwise stands, batting it as it otherwise crackles across the surface of the ghost halberd, but the frosty effect otherwise burning up the firebolt in place as it does so. As this happens, you watch as they point downwards, and you watch as... two imps fly down, one grabbing a hold of Jeff and stinging him in the back, which knocks Jeff unconscious. And the other one proceeding to fly down and otherwise grabs one of your dancing lights, tearing it from the air and dissipating one of them. So, I'm just going to quickly draw an impromptu map here.
Unconscious is not dead, right?
No, unconscious is not dead, no.
Right. While you're drawing, I'm going to be right back.
Yep, that's alright. So we'll say this is 110, and then this is the other one. So we'll have Vinny sat here, Romulus sat here. We have Corsair and Kay in one, and then Cat and Curve in another. Actually, no, he would have parked slightly further away from the rest of you because he doesn't trust you. So I'd say he'd be further over here. Okay. And the figures in question that have made themselves known would be two of these guys. Let's get the rest of these all ready, in case I should need them. Okay. These two have made themselves known. Coming from this direction. flip the others over and leave them behind so that you know they're roughly where they are, but you don't know exactly where they are. So this guy should be here, this one here, and these two to either side. Slightly in front. Okay. With that being their go, Vinny say he had to be right back.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Right, well, it's Vinny's go next, so do you guys want to take a quick break before we initiate this combat fully? And get into the worst of it?
I mean, since we gotta wait anyways.
Yep, okay. So, take a quick 5 minutes, we'll be back in just a moment. And actually, due to the nature of this, Vinny would have to be here. Of the tent. But I've drawn these poorly. Alright, be right back. Alright, I'm back. You here, Simon?
Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, so this one took out Jeff, who would be in here. That's Jeff's tile. That's Jeff's. So Jeff is currently unconscious. And then this one is flying above.
Is that some weird hell mosquito imp thing?
No, it's a Mephit. I'm just having to use proxy tiles here. Like I said, there's some art I wasn't able to get done, unfortunately, so...
It just looks funny as hell.
They both take the same turn, so I only need one of them. And I don't know which one is the green. It's the green one, so I only need one of them.
Apologies, I'm back.
That's alright. So,
Gonna
voices
move
goes at the
these
top.
for now till let's
Yep.
find out where everybody is.
That's all right. So, Vinny, you are up as the two firebolts missed, one against you, one against Romulus. They miss and coast past. Felipe, not Felipe. Let me. Wrong campaign. Jeff
Useful
being
familiar
not.
has appeared.
In true. Don't let Jeff hear that. As Jeff is knocked unconscious, it is your turn.
Okay.
The sound of everything around you is currently not present.
Also, if Jeff heard it, I think he would not be able to understand it.
So everything is completely silent.
Currently, yes.
Okay, not good. What's it going to take to slap people awake?
I will say shaking someone awake will be an action. Shouting is free, but you aren't sure whether you can be heard currently. Slapping and doing damage to someone, I'll say a point of damage to wake them up. It will be a bonus action. Let's change the music to this one and see if this is a good combat one at all.
Okay. Right. I trust K more, but I'm more willing to damage Corsair.
Okay.
So I'm gonna duck inside the tent and like kick him in the ribs.
Okay. You duck inside, the flaps making no sound as you move in. You kick Corsair as a bonus action, doing a point of damage to Corsair, which I will note down.
Mm-hmm.
For Corsair. Okay. As he otherwise awakes as a result of this, looking around, you watch him shout, but hear nothing.
Okay.
Uh,
I will point to my ear and then point to K. And then, swords in hand, I'm going to rush back out.
okay. He rolls his initiative as he's been woken up. He will roll with disadvantage due to the fact of him waking up now. Okay, that's not great for him. So that's only a plus. That is only a 5 for Corsair. So Corsair goes there, and he enters the initiative surprised. So I'll remove that later. Okay, and you rush back out, your sword drawn. As you can see from the forms that are moving up, a few of them are barreling towards you at a higher speed.
Okay. Deal with them when they get closer. For now, though, I'm going to move over here and try and slash at this thing.
Okay. Taking a swing down towards the impish figure. Go ahead and make me an attack roll.
This will sneak attack if it hits, so...
Mm-hmm. Total to hit.
Is plus 7, so 16.
16. Yep, definitely hits. As you swing your blade down and through the impish figure, carving it in half, you note the kind of the reddish form of it is peeled in two, separating into this scatter of black blood that otherwise scatters across Romulus. The imp has been vanquished.
Okay. So it's not going to be relevant in this
Felipe?
case, but just in case, how does the Sundance Scimitar work? It's the good property, so it's what, advantage on the damage roll?
Yes, correct.
Is that the whole damage roll or just the weapons itself?
That's just the weapon damage roll.
Okay,
So that would have
I'm
been the
gonna
D6.
need to be rolling
so.
them separate from now on. For
Yeah.
that one, then. Okay.
Or
good to know.
alternatively, just do this. There you go. There's your weapon damage. It's a green one.
Nice.
Okay. And I can change the color to anything that you might want. Or I think you might be able to if you want to, but...
Possibly. I'll experiment with it.
Yep, that's all right. So, that's your turn. Philippe, not Philippe, I'm messing it up now. Jeff remains unconscious, though. As whatever the imp has done, Jeff remains out of it currently. Okay. End of your turn. It is now the big guy's turn. You watch as, from the shadows looking out, you watch as this massive, bulky figure, two meaty arms wrapped down to either side, large spines otherwise rising from its shoulders and back, a pig head to the top of the body as it otherwise rushes towards you, this massive cleaver and hook in hand. As this is art to just replace whatever the creature is. But in this instance, I'm using this one because it has a cleaver and it makes the most sense. So this goes after you. As this is going to rush towards you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then it is going to... Yes, it's going to dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. As it rushes towards you, a cleaver and hook in hand, as it rushes out almost... You can see that it is physically letting out a noise, but you can't hear it. Okay. With that one's turn, we then move into Romulus. Romulus, on his turn, is going to do something similar. He is going to move into the tent, and he is going to, I guess in this instance, he will try and talk, which you hear nothing of, and nor does he. So he is going to shake Cat awake for his action, and he is going to gesture to wake Curve up, and then he is going to step out, so that would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he could move closer, I suppose, but he's going to use his bonus action to rage. Because it would make sense that he needs to try and tank to buy time for you lot. Okay, so I don't know what his stuff does, so I apologize that he has 7 class resources I have to manage. So he has Rage, Superiority Die, Second Wind, Action Surge, Cloud Rune, Stone Rune, I don't know what all these do, and Giant's Might, which I presume makes him bigger.
Yes.
Maybe.
Thanks.
I don't know. Is it a bonus action to activate that? So it's a bonus action to activate that. So yeah, he'll become large if he does that. I don't know what else it does. You have advantage on strength checks and saving throws. Once on each of your turns, one of your attacks with the weapon or unarmed attacks does additional d6 damage. You may use this feature a number of times equal to a proficiency bonus and regain all expended use on finishing long rest. Okay, so it lasts for a minute and that'll be something that happens later. Okay. With that being the end of Romulus's turn, it is... Oh, Kat, if you'd like to go ahead and roll for initiative for me, please. You have disadvantage.
Oh, let's go. Alright, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
It's 20.
20. Okay. So you move to the top of the initiative order, and I will say because you rolled high and your turn has technically already gone beforehand, you are not surprised currently, but you can't take your turn until next turn.
Okay.
Okay. End of Romulus's go. It is now the other figure's turn. You see the human, which looked like it was carrying luggage. You now note that from its shoulders downwards to the tips of where its hands would be, are massive, almost slug-like appendages, large, black, oily pieces that it's dragging behind it as it moves slowly, as it's not very fast. 5, 10, 15, 20, dash, 5, 10, 15, 20. As it is otherwise moving as fast as it can, dragging its hands behind it, otherwise moving out, groaning as it does so. The head looking like it's been snapped backwards, with the throat and bones otherwise protruding outwards away from it in almost like a claw mouth-like motion. Okay, and that is that one's turn. Corsair is awake, so Corsair will be no longer surprised. So that's the end of Corsair's turn. And it is now these guys' turn. So I need to add... Because Corsair is in this list. They are there. They go under Corsair, and Cat is at the top of the initiative. Okay. It is now these guys' turn, as they are going to move up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. They are also going to dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10 is going to stop, spend 10 feet of movement looking in, and then he's going to move another 5 feet moving past. Okay. End of their go. We move back to the top of the round. Cat, you are no longer surprised. You have your turn.
Okay.
You can vaguely hear the sound of things going on outside. Rain and wind happening, but that's about it.
Alright.
You're currently prone, where you were sleeping.
Okay, to shake Curve, would that be a bonus action?
If you wish to do 1 point of damage to wake up Curve, it will be a bonus action. Otherwise, it's an action.
Well, considering I've just seen Romulus in here in a real panic.
You note that he said nothing. He just
Yeah.
shook you awake and then ran out.
I mean, I'm assuming because normally sort of like you'd say what or what have you when someone wakes you up, and I assume I didn't hear myself.
No.
Okay. I am going to. Yeah, I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to try and wake Curve up as quick, so I'll give Curve like a punch in the arm or something just to make sure Curve
Okay.
is awake. And
I
I'm
will
going
says
to go.
bonus action, standing up. You accidentally stand on Curve's hand, waking her
Okay.
up. Go ahead and roll for initiative for me, please, Curve.
Mhm.
You have disadvantage on this because you are waking up from sleep.
Okay.
7.
7. Any modifiers to that, or just 7?
Oh, sorry. That's Constitution, is it? Plus
That would be your. It's the initiative
AC.
should be below your health
Two.
somewhere.
Yes, it is 2. Sorry. Yes.
2, so that's 9.
Yes.
Okay, so that puts you there. That puts you just above Romulus. Okay, and you are currently surprised. So I'll note that down, so you won't get your first turn.
Okay.
Okay, you spend half your movement getting up, Cat.
Yep. The last of my movement would be get outside and look over.
5,
Vickers'
10,
shoulder.
15
So-
to there.
Yeah, that's cool. Now.
Yeah.
To put a charge into my rune, is
Mhm.
that a free or is that an action?
I
Can't remember what
believe
it
to put a.
was.
It should say in the skill.
Okay.
So what are we looking at here?
It is rune binding. As part of a ritual, it takes 1 hour to do that. Which you have to have the spell prepared. One
Bonus action.
So bonus action, right? Okay.
Yeah. So you bonus action woken up curves. You can't
Okay,
charge a rune
right.
currently.
Well,
So none of your runes are charged.
I can charge my rune just using my action, though, can't I?
No, it uses specifically a bonus action, and you can't convert one into the other. So,
Oh.
as it currently stands, you can't charge your runes with your bonus action being used. Oh, and Curve, you also took 1 point of damage from being woken up this way.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Did not know that. I thought I could use my action too. Okay. All right then. I mean, I can't cast anything because verbal component is no longer useful to me.
You don't know that currently. As you step outside, you can't hear the wind and the rain. So I'll say make me a perception check to see if you notice.
Okay. I mean, I woke. Yeah. If I can't.
Romulus basically just shook you awake and then ran out.
Okay. Did you say perception? That's gonna be like 13.
18, you said?
13 for perception.
13.
Can I talk? Essentially.
No. In this instance, as you otherwise head outside, you don't notice. Versus the DC of these individuals, no, you don't notice that the silence spell is up.
Okay. All right.
You see what looks to be a large, kind of bulky figure, stockily built, with this pig's head and hook and cleaver in hand, rushing towards Romulus, who's holding his own halberd up in preparation for this thing getting close.
Okay. I will turn to Vinny. What's going on? And that should be there.
As you say that, you cannot hear a thing.
Cool. Excellent. Then I guess that ends my turn.
Okay. I just need to double check what the ghost halberd does, because Harlan's inventory is atrocious.
Yeah, I don't have.
I hope he wrote down. He has the stuff for the Lonely Bector Corbin, but he doesn't have. Oh no, there it is. Okay. All right. End of your go. It is now the these guys who have the same turn as you, I should state, but they go second because they have a lower dex mod than you. The two in the back, seeing that there are individuals who have woken up, they kind of say something to one another, which you currently can't hear. And they are going to... yeah, one of them is going to nod and is going to step forward to do this. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 is going to move here. and you watch as from their hands, you watch as runes run up alongside their arms, as you watch as they clutch a small ball of darkness in their hand, twisting it, and a tempest, double the size of what it would usually be, of a darkness spell, appears here.
Rude.
As you are plunged into magical darkness and cannot see. The other one, so that expends some of their uses. The other one is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and is going to... he'll be doing a disadvantage because I did this out of order, but he's going to attempt to fire a firebolt into the darkness to try and hit someone. So, given it will be aimed at Vinny or Cat, I would like both of you to go ahead and roll me a d20. Whoever ends up being higher will be the one that I aim at, accidentally. So, disadvantage on there to hit. That was surprisingly good. That's a 20 to hit from them.
Yeah, well,
So, Cat, that's
hits.
hitting you.
yeah.
Okay. So, that will deal... you will take 12 points of fire damage as a firebolt shoots into the darkness, and as you are unaware and unable to dodge it, it strikes into the side of you as you feel the pain shoot across your torso as the fire burns across it, and as you let out a scream or a shout, nothing is heard. Okay, end of their turn. Vinny, you are now in complete darkness. You have awareness of where you are going, because you were awake when this spell was cast, so you know roughly where everything is. So you're not going to trip up or fall over anything currently. Once stuff moves, it becomes more difficult.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can reasonably guess that they probably didn't cast this on themselves. I assume I would recognize the darkness spell.
Yes, you do.
And that I can
You
cast it
you
on-
recognize the immediate darkness, and you know that this is either one or two things: blindness, deafness, or darkness, and you're unsure which.
Okay. Let's start moving and try and find out. I know where a
Okay.
dude is, so towards here.
5,
at which
10,
point-
15.
Okay. And then
25, 30.
2025, I think, but
Right, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. What did I say? Yeah. Either way, 25 feet gets you there.
I'm going to attack this individual.
Turn it down a
See
little
what
bit
comes
more.
from it.
Go for it. The individual is otherwise on their own, so swashbuckler. So you get your sneak attack on this, and you get to re-roll your weapon damage because of your rapier.
So I just need to hit.
Yep.
How
This
well
is
armored
versus
is
a
this guy?
Black Blade. You can see that they are wearing what looks to be some form of like a splint armor, and what looks to be a large shield on their arm. I will say that with your passive investigate, or not passive investigation, passive perception, you can see that the armor and the shield have grown out of their body, and they seem to be made of what looks to be kind of this dark metallic carapace.
Peculiar. Okay, that's an 18 to hit.
18 to hit, just misses, unfortunately.
Hmm.
As you take the swing against them with the rapier, they raise their shield, twisting their body in almost an inhuman fashion as it glances off of the shield itself. Okay.
That's my big swing with the scimitar, but
They are going to spend their reaction to Hellish Rebuke you. Oh no, you have to deal damage to do that, don't they?
yeah, I have to.
Okay, so never mind.
Mhm.
They can't do that. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's actually Purity Rebuke.
Yeah. Also, as a note, can I hear here now?
Yes, you can. You can hear the rain, you can hear the wind, you can hear the squeals and the grunts from the large thing next to you, and the dragging of the large kind of inky black sludge sacks to either side of the thing behind
Duly
this individual.
noted.
You can clearly see that this is a very dangerous scenario you're in, and that you're not surprised individuals are getting caught out by these ones, given the tools they have at their disposal.
Okay. Well, let me just double check this works how I think it does, because it's been a while. Yep, I've made an attack against him, so I don't provoke opportunity attacks.
Oh, from mobile?
Fancy footwork.
Oh, fancy footwork. Okay, so you can back out if you want to,
Going
or move
to
further away.
bonus action dash
Oh, back into the darkness.
and
Interesting.
beckon him to join me.
Okay, taunting him as you
Yeah.
back away. You note that his eyes kind of glow for a moment as he otherwise stares at you and is very much in for the thrill, as he is going to presumably follow in afterwards. Okay. End of your go. It is now the belly butcher's go. The massive form lumbers towards Romulus, who's currently blind from the darkness spell, and with Romulus unaware of what is about, roughly aware of what's going to happen, but unaware of what is going to be happening here. It's going to take 2 attacks. It is going to make 2 with its cleaver, taking a swing twice towards Romulus. The first hit is a... That is the wrong to hit value. I don't know why I've got that. Oh, I've just added the modifier. I didn't add the proficiency bonus. Okay. So that should be a 19 to hit versus Romulus's AC, which I believe hits. Yep. And then the second attack versus Romulus. Yep, that's a natural 19. That's going to hit. Okay, these 2 attacks. Each one is going to be halved because of Romulus raging. So the first attack that would deal 10 points of slashing damage is halved to 5. And then the second attack, which deals 11 points of damage, is halved to 5 again. He takes a total of 10 points of damage over the course of this turn, as it takes 2 heavy swings against Romulus, each one of them carving through. You can't hear as Romulus is shouting out currently, but you can't hear him, nor can you see him. Okay, that will be, and then the belly butcher will move here. And actually, no, it's a simple-minded creature, so it's going to stay there close to Romulus. End of its go. Herb, it is now your go. I believe you were surprised. Yep. So you can't do anything this turn, but you have your reactions should anything happen, as the space in front of you goes completely dark. You cannot see currently. Okay.
Right, lovely.
It is now Romulus's go. Romulus is going to step out of the darkness so that he does not have any disadvantage. And Romulus is going to... let's see. What can Romulus do? Yeah, he's going to spend a bonus action to get big, using one of his Giant's Might charges. So Romulus becomes a large creature now, as he is sizing up to this large, strange demonic entity, as he's going to take 2 swings with his halberd. So, would he make these reckless? Probably not, because that would be extremely dangerous to do so currently. So he's going to make 2 attacks with the halberd, which he has a +8 with. Ooh, that's a natural 1. So the first one, as he takes the swing, with it up towards the creature, that does... He doesn't have it added into his weapons. Tarlan. I'm going to have words with him after this. Okay, that is a D10 +2 cold damage plus his other modifiers because he's raging. meaning that that is 3 plus 7 plus another 2, so that's 9. So that's 12 points of damage, as he otherwise slashes up and through the belly butcher. How much damage did I say? 12, was it?
Yes.
I
Yes.
think
Okay.
so.
Okay. Okay. When Romulus does that, his second attack with the natural 1 as he takes the swing against it, the belly butcher will use its reaction to make an attack against Romulus, because it can do with its cleaver. That is going to be a 14 to hit, which I believe misses Romulus's AC. Yep. As it takes the swing with the cleaver, missing Romulus in the process as it does so. Is there anything else you want Romulus to do?
I think that sounds like. If anything, he'd probably just say, "I want to look scary," squaring up, something like that.
Okay. So he's going to square up looking scary. Okay. Okay. End of his turn. We now move on to the Hauler's turn. 5, 10, 15, 20. Can't get within range because this thing is slow. So it is going to lob at Romulus. It has a low to hit on this because it's using its dex, which is not great. That is a 12. As Romulus watches as this thing's arm, as the weight on the end of its arm detaches and shoots towards him, the heavy weight of it careening past him and scattering into the stone behind, into the earth and heathland beyond, but not doing any real major damage. I will say, for the benefit of the doubt, the lobber's attacks are very loud, so I will say, Kay, go ahead and roll me a perception check with, I'll say, disadvantage. This will be against a DC, I'll say DC 10, given this thing's failure to hit Romulus. If you succeed, you'll wake up. Otherwise, you have to wait till Corsair wakes you up on your turn, or on his turn. Okay, so you wake up. So go ahead and roll your initiative roll. You have disadvantage still because you're waking up from sleep, and this will just remove you from the surprised stuff.
And I'm also gonna just letting you know I am gonna be using my nimble footwork.
Okay, so go ahead and roll. Ooh, okay, nice. So 13 plus whatever, that put
13 plus 7, so 20.
20. Okay, another 20. That's good. Okay, that puts you above Cat. Okay, so you would go there. Okay, and you are currently surprised. Oh no, because you ended up getting further in the turn, you aren't surprised this round. But you don't get a turn this round, you'll get it at the beginning of your next turn. Okay, that is the Hauler's turn. It is now Corsair's turn. Seeing you wake up, he is going to get up from prone, spending half his movement to do so. And he is going to... Oh, what would be a clever thing to do? Yeah, he's going to step into the darkness as best he can. So 5, 10... He's just going to try and go this way. 15, and that's all of his movement. He can use his action to dash just to get out of the darkness. He makes it to here. The Mephit that is above takes its held action and is going to dive bomb. Okay, doesn't manage to snatch anything from Corsair's inventory before moving on. Okay, end of Corsair's turn. It is now the Blackblade's turn. This one, which now sees a Romulus moving up, I'm going to roll to see if he is taunted by you, Vinny, or if he is taunted by Romulus. Go ahead and roll me an intimidation or performance check, please, Vinny. And I'm going to roll an intimidation check for Romulus, because he was looking big and scary. Okay, yeah. Romulus got a 9, plus he gets to use his strength, so he's got quite a lot going on there. Oh, he technically has advantage on this because he's raging / giant's might. So yeah, he's the Black Blade is going to move up.
Performance, so yeah.
Yeah, so the Black Blade is going to move up, and with his short sword, he is going to take a... Yeah, he's going to try and stab Romulus. Taking the short sword in one hand is going to drive it into Romulus's knee as best he can. He gets to make 2 of these attacks. So the first one The first one hits on a 23, and the second one hits on a 17. Romulus will take half damage from each of these, as he is raging. He is raging. So each of these, so that's 6 points of slashing halved to 3, and then that is 11 points halved to 5, taking him down to 51 hit points. He is putting in work, taking this early damage from this one. And this one is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then it's going to dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and it's going to remain on the outskirts of all of this. So I'll say, Curve, you can currently hear through the other half of the pop-up waterproof tent what sounds to be an individual standing next to the tent itself, as they otherwise move up. Slicing through the tent will destroy it, and Romulus will be sad. He spent a lot of gold having that made, so... So I'll leave that decision up to you, whether you wish to face the wrath of Romulus.
Well, at this
Okay.
point, I don't know that it's not a party member.
That's true.
Can you even
You
hear
just
it?
heard a figure. Oh no, that's right. She can't hear because she's inside the silence. That's right. So yeah, you never mind. You do not hear someone move up beside the tent. For reference, the darkness has been placed exactly on where the silence is.
Oh, so it's exactly the same.
It's exactly the same. Yeah.
Okay.
So you cannot see or hear inside of this range. And for note, for those of you who would say, "But Chris, silence is only a 10-foot radius." Yeah, rune magic. Get over it.
They're doing
Alright.
some bullshit. It's fine.
Rune
Yep.
wizards, baby.
That's
Rune
fine.
wizards.
You stop
Let's
bullshitting
hang
with our
them.
own.
It's fine. Time for rune for rune.
Rune for rune. All right, Kay, you are up. You take the beginning of the turn. You can currently hear the rain and what sounds to be kind of this squealing outside, and you can see the darkness peeking in through the first bit of the tent. You just saw Corsair run through it. You are currently prone because you were sleeping.
I will get up.
Okay, so that's 15 feet of movement.
I will, like, just because I can. Now I want this to look like a funnel dragging this thing into the tent. By the way, I am going to rest my hand on the darkness because I know this is weird because I shouldn't see through here,
Okay.
and I am going to cast a spell magic.
Okay. As you do, the darkness otherwise gets sucked into you. The rest of you watch as from the outside the darkness begins to get pulled in past you into the tent as the tent flaps are flapping wildly, and you watch as Kay with an open mouth draws it in, gulping down the darkness spell. The darkness spell has been dispelled as you are otherwise casting spell magic at an equal or higher level than the darkness spell. So go ahead and mark off your spell points for that. And you now get access to the Dark Attunement for the purposes of any spells you may have attached to them.
Let's actually see if I do.
So that was your action. You spent half your movement.
Yeah, I do. I'm just never gonna use it.
Fair enough. Okay, what would you like to do now? I'll leave the area there because it's for those of you that are aware of the silence spell are aware of this.
I'm going, just because I don't exactly know what's going on, but I hear nothing. And the fact that none of this, I didn't wake up from any of this is weird.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to try and keep myself as hidden as possible. I'm going to mask my coming out of the tent with swarm of rats going out as I come out. So bonus action having giving the rats an order to swarm out while I sneak out with them, and I'm going up that way.
Are you able to take the hide action as a bonus action?
Not that I know of.
No, in which case you won't be able to be stealthed necessarily because you don't have the cover of the darkness, and you cast a flashy spell removing the darkness from existence. So in this instance you can move out and have the swarm of rats appear, but you won't be able to be stealthed necessarily.
It wouldn't be stealth necessarily, but they might not notice the little guy in the backpack.
Yeah. Okay, so 5, 10, 15. Okay. So moving out, you can hear no sound. The rain and the wind still happening, but you don't hear anything currently. You can see your allies doing stuff, but you can't hear them. I'll say the rats make it to here, given they would have had to have left your body and gone here. Okay.
Okay, they're avoiding combat.
Okay. And Cat, it is your go. You can see
Okay.
Jeff is otherwise unconscious on the ground nearby, and you can see that Romulus is currently taking quite a beating, with more spells and magic and targeting going towards him.
Oh, I don't want to, but I know I've got to. Okay, to start with, can I overlap a rune, like my special casting of a rune, with the use of my
Social
rune?
point runes. Yes.
Cool. Excellent. Can I have a 20-foot radius then, please? Cool.
Let me recolor it real quick, just to make it distinct. There we go.
No, move over once. Can I get him? Yes, I can. Okay.
Okay, so that will hit these 4.
Right, I am going to cast with the use of my thing, so I'm going to charge it using my bonus.
Bonus action, grabbing your,
So-
running your hand along your cloak. You charge it with D3 charges. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And you spend the MP when you do so.
So I've got 2 charges in it.
You get 2 charges, and you spend the MP.
I'm going to cast Elemental Detonation there with the
Mhm.
Break Rune.
Okay.
So they have disadvantage on the con save. So
Yep.
whichever one's got silence is going to have disadvantage.
Okay, so spend the bonus points for the break rune, and go ahead and roll me wild magic because you are casting from a rune still.
Yep, no, that's fine.
But obviously you don't spend the extra MP when you do so.
Time, so the 3, which is negative, so that takes me down to that. And then minus
Yep.
that, which will take me to that.
Yep.
Cool. Right, now, what was in next point? Oh, wild magic.
Roll wild magic just to see if you get anything. So this is a 3rd level spell, so nope, you do not. Go ahead and roll damage for elemental detonation. And what is your spell save DC?
16.
Okay, 16. The sludge hauler fails. The belly butcher succeeds. The voice of demons, the voices of demons in the back. The first one succeeds, which is the green one, and then the red one just succeeds.
Okay, they take 22, and the ones that succeed take half.
So they take 11. What damage type is it? It's the one with it, which is most prominent number wise.
So in this case, it's going to be.
It's 3.
3. Okay, so that is force.
Force damage. Okay. And so that was 11 to those that succeeded, correct?
11 succeeded, 22 to failed.
Okay, so they take. So the voices of demons take that. The belly butcher takes 11, but then the sludge hauler takes the full 22. Okay. I need to go ahead and roll. It's disadvantage on the concentration check, you said, for the. Yep. Okay, so they need to beat a 10 with disadvantage. They get a +5 to their roll. That is a natural 20 and a natural 2. With the disadvantage, that causes them to fail, and the silence spell is dropped. Okay. So, with the silence spell over, you can suddenly hear the aftermath as the explosion detonates, sending off this showering of crystal in all directions as it goes off, the force ringing the air around it as the aftermath affects this. I will say, for those of you with good perception currently, you watch as the dwarf who's underneath this cart is making a run for it off just this way. He did not want this. And each of them take that damage. Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to move to here.
And None of them are vulnerable to cold damage. Not cold damage, force damage. No. Okay. And you're going to move to there. Okay. Alrighty then. That is the end of your turn. It is now moving over to the voices' turns. They, on their turn, now that both of their concentrations are free, they can no longer do that, but they can do that. Okay. So, as each of them otherwise kind of look at each other and look at what's going on, they are... Okay. I'm going to roll 2d6s, one for each. Okay, that is a 5 and a 2. Okay. You watch as the two in the back both begin to focus, you noting through your magic that this is a concentration-like effect, that whatever they're creating. As you watch as each of them spreads out their hands, you watch as these tiny droplets of black begin to fall from the sky in amongst the rain, almost beginning to airdrop these tiny little flecks and blobs
Can I counterspell
of
this?
creatures. What's the range on counterspell?
It is 60 feet, and they are within 60 feet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This one is out of range. This one is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. So this one would be within range. You would be trying to see them from quite a distance. I'll say go ahead and make me a perception check just to see if this would be viable. Because at the end of the day, this is trying to spot someone within darkness. And in amongst the midst of combat.
That's a 16.
Yeah, I'll say that's fine if you want to do that.
Yeah, I'm going to counterspell.
Okay. Counterspelling, otherwise raising your raising your mouth, opening your mouth as you do so. The magic pulling away from that one no longer concentrating on this spell, as the magic is pulled away from them and into you. So go ahead and remove those spell points. As this one went through, that'll either be I didn't roll for which one that would be, so I'll roll to see if it was a 5 or a 6. Okay, so that one will be the 5. So you watch as from the sky these tiny black droplets fall and begin to fall in amongst your friends. As 6 of them appear. You know that these creatures don't seem to be very powerful, but as they otherwise hit the ground and begin to congeal, you watch as they otherwise look up with eyes and teeth otherwise kind of melding from them. Kind of their small blackish form looking up as they open their eyes wide and teeth and begin to kind of lunge towards you. Kat, you feel disturbed by this.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And notably, just for your reference, Kat, when it gets back to your turn, a black page has appeared in your spellbook. Okay. Vinny, it is your go.
Okay. This changes my thinking somewhat. Actually, does it? No, I'll take a risk here. I'm going to move 1.
Okay. It's going to make an attack of opportunity against you.
Mhm.
No, that's a 12.
Nice. 2.
No, that's a 13.
I'm too good. I'm duking, I'm jiving.
They're getting slowly better, so Kat, you better watch out when it gets to your turn.
Sorry, I ate all the luck.
Oh no.
It was delicious. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Right, I'm moving over here. This one I'm not risking, so I'm attacking with my action.
Okay, go ahead. What else does the Sundance Rapier allow you to do? It's good
It's
and it gives you something else.
casting
Isn't it?
of blindness.
Ah, that's right.
which is not a bad ability, but
Okay,
There
that
we
will
go.
definitely hit,
That'll do
and you
it.
can re-roll, and you get to roll the damage with advantage. So it'll either be
Yeah,
3 or. Okay, so it's a
yeah,
3.
I'm going to take the 3.
So that's 9 plus
3 plus 4.
it's
Yeah,
4,
so
so that
13.
13 damage to the black blade in front of you, which is the red one, who hasn't taken any damage yet. Okay.
Right. That's
You
15
otherwise
feet of movement.
dig your rapier into him, and otherwise carve out the back with him being preoccupied by Romulus as you cut through kind of a place where the plates gently overlap on the back on his back with the carapace. As you do, you note the black blood kind of scattering from the Sundance rapier onto the ground around you from that first attack.
Interesting. Okay. He can no longer opportunity attack me. And something I forgot last turn, when I take the attack action, my movement speed increases by 10 feet.
Okay.
15, so
Noted.
20, 25, 30.
Okay.
35.
As you move there, the imp that's up here,
Try it.
Darn
bitch.
it flies down, whoosh, and misses with its flyby, so it doesn't manage to steal any of your items.
Okay. And
Okay.
I'm going to use my bonus action to do what I've wanted to do the whole fight so far and shank the mage.
Okay, go ahead and make you an attack roll.
This is with the short sword, the ghost steel one, so it's doesn't
You
get most of my
note-
stuff because I've already sneak attacked.
Yeah, you note that these individuals are wearing kind of what look to be basic robes, but there are kind of flecks of almost like blackish magic that's almost ruined and pulsing, just scattered around their body.
Some sort of magical defense.
Oh,
Find
by the
out
way,
what
was
it is
it-
when I stab them?
Was it opportunity attacks or was it just reactions with the Black Blade, by the way?
It's opportunity attacks. So if you
Okay,
wanted to
so
hellish rebuke me, I
He
could
is going to
stop
hellish
that.
rebuke you. So go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw. It's most likely going to fail, but you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, you succeed.
Cool.
Knowing that you have a
Half on-
modifier,
Is it half on?
it's half,
rebuke?
but then it's half again because you're resistant
Yeah.
to fire damage.
So go for it.
So that is oof. That's 10, half to 5, half to 2. So you take 2 points of fire damage.
Oh no. Oof, ow. My skin.
About to die.
Please heal
I can
me.
do that. Heal you. Romulus is over there crying like, stop it. I need more.
I'm like lightly singed. Ooh, like out in the sun a bit too long. But not like properly burnt. Anyway, with the momentum I
raining.
run, I'm running in and I'm stabbing this man.
Okay, remember that you use the weapon die? Or
Nope,
doesn't
it's
really
the other
technically
weapon.
matter. Oh, it's the other weapon. Okay.
Yeah, so it's plus 2
Okay.
cold damage, but
These guys aren't as heavily armored, so that will hit. Versus their lighter
dirty
armor, you
20
take
on
your swing.
2 hits. So
Yep. Damage.
just the 3 piercing damage, but then the 2
Cold.
cold. Yes, yeah, the cold does
Okay.
apply to.
Yep.
It's only
So that would be-
it's only the healing nullification.
Yeah, so that would do 4 damage, or 5 damage, sorry. And he is going to, as a reaction, hellish rebuke you.
Ooh.
There's a theme here.
This guy's an actual caster. I might fail this and take 4 damage.
Oh,
The
no.
DC is slightly higher. You succeed. Okay. So, so he's rolling about the same. He rolled worse. So that is 7, halved to 3, halved to 1. You take 1 point of fire damage. It's fine. He has
Now
more
he's
uses of
feeling-
that.
Oh,
Yes,
I'm,
more
I'm,
uses of
I'm
that.
really low. I'm about to die.
Taking 3 health. Yeah.
Cat, help me.
I like to imagine it's just a really lackluster help.
And then at
Yeah.
the end of my turn, I'm gonna look this like obviously evil possessed freak guy in the eye and be like, if you wanted to share the campsite, you only had to ask.
Okay. As you otherwise say that, you otherwise draw the. Is it a short sword or is it
It's a short sword.
It's a short sword. You draw the short sword back, the kind of the black blood dripping off of the edge of the ghostly short sword, as he otherwise let out a shout. Romulus would note this as the belly butcher's head turns and swivels, almost peering at you with one of its dead hollow eyes. On its turn, it's going to move here, and it is going to throw its hook towards you as one of its attacks.
Oh shit! This is what I deserve. I made the Overwatch reference with the healing, and now Roadhog is here.
Unfortunately, he misses. That is only an 11 to hit. And he can't throw his hook again, but as he throws the hook out, you watch as it is otherwise pulled back towards him on this large tether of shadowy sinew, as it otherwise hooks back and reattaches to his hand. As he's then going to spin, carving with his cleaver towards Romulus.
This luck is really delicious, guys. Do any of you want some?
It's fine. It misses against Romulus as well, and it's to hit, so Romulus takes no damage.
Well,
Guys,
I
need to
feel
fail
sorry
their
for you,
performance
Cat.
reviews.
These things are scary. Trust me.
I
Okay.
feel sorry for you, Cat.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Curve. It's your go. You are no longer surprised. You are currently prone, so you'll have to spend half your movement getting back up. But
on a positive, Curve can hear the guy outside the tent now.
yeah, you can hear everything that's going on.
I can see.
You can see and you can hear. All of the spell effects seem to have disappeared.
Fantastic. Well, I noticed that Cat is no longer in the tent, so I would like to venture and have a look outside.
Okay. So 5, 10 feet of movement. As you otherwise step out, you can see this kind of tiny black, almost bubble on the ground. As you otherwise look down at it, there's a moment of awe, given your hellish heritage, before you watch as it turns, the eyes and teeth that are just protruding from its body going up towards you.
Am I able to use my scythe against it?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and slash right through it.
Okay, go ahead. Make me an attack roll.
Oh gosh, it's been a while. I think it's 2d6.
It is. Go ahead and roll the to hit first with just the d20 plus your to hit modifier.
Which is
It
plus
should-
7.
Yep, that hits. 14 versus these little things, that hits. And then it's 2d6, which is those two.
Oh.
Yeah, easily enough. Otherwise, with your first attack with the scythe, you otherwise swing down, carving the the bubble in half. As it punctures and pierces it, it otherwise wells up and explodes in that moment. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw, please. Okay. Not the best roll, but still. You failed! Ah! You take the full 3 points of necrotic damage instead of 1. Okay, as it explodes, you take 3 points of necrotic damage. Otherwise, as the oily substance hits you and then begins to melt into your form a little bit, burning away at you. You still have 5 feet of movement and a second attack if you wish to.
Can I call out to Cat? What's going on? Why are there imps here? Are we home?
Do you reply, Cat? Jamie?
Cat is unavailable.
Sorry,
right now.
no, I had my mic turned off because I was eating a biscuit. It's particularly loud. Do I recognise these as imps?
They are not imps. They are tiny globules of what look to be kind of an inky substance, teeth and eyes protruding from them.
Yeah, I get that they probably sound very familiar to Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just see Cat and she is hyper fixated on this thing that's by her feet. Like, there's no response. There's nothing.
Oh, lovely. Well, I see. I go. Well, would I be able to do another step and attack this one?
Yeah, that'd be quite alright.
Double damage. Yep. 2 plus 7.
9 versus these things, that hits.
Mm-hmm.
These things, unsurprisingly, are very weak. Yep, that does more than enough damage to overwrite their health. As this one again dies, that'll be a dexterity saving throw from you and Romulus this time. As the one next to you, as you cut through, it explodes, splitting and bursting into the area around it. Romulus succeeds. He would technically get advantage, but he rolled high enough.
Oh, I rolled a 12.
You rolled a 12. That is success. However, you instead of taking 6 necrotic damage, you take 3 because you succeeded. So, and Romulus takes 1 because he has resistance currently.
Like pop in spots.
Yep. Okay. Do you have a bonus action, or is that the end of your turn?
I would like to save that, so end of turn.
Okay. Romulus, on his go, is going to take... Yeah, he's going to make... He's actually going to try and take out the smaller one first. He's going to take a swing against the this guy, and he's going to reckless this time because he is going to... I'm going to have him action surge this turn as well. So taking a swing against the black blade next to him. With a reckless, I believe that hits. Yep, with a reckless that hits. He does a d10 plus 9 damage. Ooh, 8 plus 9, 17 points of damage to... Which one is that, the red or the green one next to him? Red one.
Red.
Okay, so... Red Black Blade takes... How much damage did I say?
10?
17. 17, yeah. Okay, so that one's on very low health now. He's then going to take a second strike against them, trying to down them. Succeeds. With his modifiers alone, that's enough to bring him down. As he otherwise cuts through that one, but breaking through the carapace and dragging the halberd through. You watch as their torso begins to tear apart as they fall to the ground in 2 pieces, with Romulus's rage tearing through and into them. This one dead. He is then going to action surge. He's going to take a strike against this one here, as he has the 10-foot reach with the halberd.
Mm-hmm.
Hits. His modifier alone kills it. No one's nearby for it to explode. And he's then going to take a strike against this one to free up some space. Sorry, rats. And that will hit, and his modifier alone kills it. Could you roll me a dex save for the rats, please? Okay. With the 10, that is just about a pass, unless they have a modifier, in which case they pass with flying colours as far as it goes for rats.
It's good for the modifier. I'm gonna double check.
I believe they have a +1, but still. Either way, they take half a dozen rats die as they take 1 point of necrotic damage.
Oh no.
Sam, Mibob, Tim,
No, not
Keith,
Frankie.
Lawrence, and Frankie all die as
Alright, I'm murdering him.
it explodes.
Okay. This is my target, guys. Nobody's stopping me.
Okay. That is... And Romulus then has a bonus action to which he is then going to Second Wind. Because he needs to. He gains 6 points of healing. It's effectively 12 points of healing because he is a barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay, end of Romulus's turn. It is now the Hauler's turn. The Hauler... Let's see. Hauler is not very intelligent, so the Hauler is going to go after Romulus. Sludge. As it is otherwise going to move round. I'll say it moves there overall. As it otherwise moves up and to around Romulus, it swings with its 2 massive and heavy hands against Romulus. 2 attacks with advantage because Romulus reclused. 24 to hit on the first one, and 19 to hit on the second one. Both of them hit. Romulus obviously takes half damage from these. As he takes... Ooh, some good rolls there. Half 16, so he takes 8 points of damage from that first hit. And then... 6 points of damage on the second hit from half of 13. Okay, as the sludge hauler makes these two massive swings with its arms, each of them kind of extending a little bit as it strikes with each of them against Romulus. That will be the end of its turn. Corsair is on his turn going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he is going to make 2 longsword attacks. Okay, first hit, second... wait, no, does the second hit the belly butcher? Just. Okay, so each of these with a 2-handed longsword does 1d10 per. Okay, so that is a good amount of damage. That is 13 and then... no, 14 and 5. So it takes 19 points of damage. Taking it down to that. Okay. And then he's going to action surge and do it again. Okay, taking 2 more swings, both of them hitting. He does again. That would be... sorry, just trying to figure out the math here. 13 points of damage, and then 11 points of damage. Okay, the belly butcher is looking mighty hurt. Those 4 attacks from Corsair really helped getting that thing low. It is now the Black Blade's turn. This one is dead. This one is going to move up and is going to shank you, Curve. Actually, no. What else could he do? Could he do anything better? No, not easily. Not from that angle. Yeah, he's going to shank you. He's going to make...
Just got out
he's going to make 2 attacks against you.
That's what you get for sleeping.
Ooh, that is a natural 20 and a 21 to hit. So 2 hits. Okay, the natural 20 does 11 points of slashing damage. And then the other one does 7 points of slashing damage. So you take, or piercing damage, sorry. So you take 18 points of damage from this turn. As he otherwise comes up from behind the tent, not seeing, he jumps out with the short sword, brings it down, jamming it into your shoulder blade before bringing it down, driving it in further, twisting and pulling it out with the short sword from one side, leaving this massive gash down your back as he pulls it free. You spin towards him, and you make out across his form what look to be abyssal runes. Some form of hellish magic.
Am I able to read it?
I believe you can read hellish rather than abyssal, so you can't read it without further inspection.
Okay. Well, at this point, I'm a little too angry to do so.
That's fair. Okay, top of the... and you're bloodied, okay. Top of the initiative order, Kay.
I think Romulus needs some assistance. So I am going to go because I don't mind if this thing tries to hit me.
Opportunity.
But...
oh, 19 to hit.
Okay, it hits.
I can't wait for him to crit me.
You take 4 points of piercing damage as it bites your ankle.
That's more than I thought it would.
It was max damage. Don't think that it was any good. That's a +2 to hit and D4 damage. It rolled really well.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
And I'm going to wail on this thing. Since
Okay.
I've got 2 large boys in the way, this man shouldn't be able to see me do what I'm about to do, so...
Okay, go for it.
First 2 attacks.
Okay, so go ahead and roll them one at a time.
Okay, one at a time.
Yep. Okay, that hits. Doing
4 plus 4 plus 2.
so 10 damage. Okay, it's looking hurt. As your otherwise spiked tail jams into the side of this thing, doing significant damage. Okay, again hits, doing 4 plus 4 plus 2 damage.
Yep.
So another 10 points of damage as you take a swing into this thing, swiping across it, or is that your bite?
That is going. That's the claws, and then it's the bite.
And then bonus action bite, go ahead.
Okay.
That crits. Okay, so that's 4.
Another 10.
Another 10 points of damage. Okay. Dropping this thing incredibly low, you bite into it and as you otherwise draw and steal attributes out of it, you feel the black blood enter into you. You take 6 points of necrotic damage and gain nothing, as your body is burned from the inside by this effect. Your body is incompatible with this feature, and therefore just deals damage to you.
How much damage?
6.
I'm murdering all of them.
Okay. End of your go. Cat, you're up.
Okay, for my bonus action,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to get a closer look at this little dude down here.
Mhm.
So does Ichania, is this what?
So Chania is currently vibrating like that of a chainsaw, ready to tear this thing in two.
Okay. I'm going to look over at the wizard. Which one cast it?
The one that cast it is the one behind Romulus. It's very difficult to see them currently.
Okay, alright. But I know it was cast. I'm going for the other wizard. So 5, 10,
Okay. Attack of opportunity.
25, 30. Don't care.
That hits!
Of course
With
it
a
does.
21!
It's been going up exponentially. Of course it's going to hit.
1 point of damage!
Oh, wow. That's just... Okay.
Okay. How much did that exceed? Hold on. I should have done this for K, actually. K. You currently have a blob attached to your ankle. It doesn't cause any effect currently, but it's attached to you. As this one is with you, Cat.
Don't care. Just add to the rest. Right.
Yeah,
Look
I
at the
mean,
caster. Where did you learn that?
What language do you say this in?
Celestial. Yeah, that's the only thing I can really understand apart from normal. I guess normal.
Common?
Make more sense. Yeah, common.
Okay, you say this to that one. It otherwise looks at you. Oh no. And you watch as it otherwise shouts something out, to which the other dwarves nod. Does anybody here speak Dwarvish?
Don't think so.
Okay, Romulus
Don't know if
does.
Romulus. Yeah.
Romulus does. Okay, as Harlem would say to you, they're planning to run. They know something.
Okay.
Actually, no. He'd know this more specifically actually because of the natural 20. They shout out, "We need to get back to camp. She is the one."
Okay. Well, Cat, in just pure rage that these things are creating stuff that they shouldn't be playing with, is going to unwrap her arm and use that page.
Okay,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead
check
and
to
roll
see if
me.
there's any markings that change.
Okay, go ahead and roll me 2d10. Okay, this could be fun. Oh, that's a high roll. I need to reduce it because it's above your maximum. Okay, so it's reduced by that much. So this is one of them. And what was your roll? 8? Who are you aiming this at?
The guy that I spoke to.
Do you want to point it directly at them?
my grudges against him. So I'm
Both
gonna
of them?
Well, I kind of have. I mean, my attention is split between because one I know is the one that cast, one is the one I'm talking to is screen. So my attention's kind of split between. Can I use a rune to overlap and just use a split rune?
You can, yeah.
Okay, I will use a split rune then and channel both
Okay.
pages at it.
Okay.
At them.
You watch, Vinny, as Cat looks with this look of rage and seethingness. With your split, burning the equivalent of a 4th level spell here. And you are now concentrating on this, by the way. As you watch as Cat's arm, as she tears the bandages away, is covered in what looks to be kind of this black inky substance. Purple cracks running through it, and you watch as she pulls this page free, an eye appears on the back of her hand and a mouth on the palm. As she tears the page away, you watch as from the ground around these individuals, this magical darkness wraps around them, filled with eyes and teeth and mouths that look inward and begin to tear into them. Okay. So, as a result of using Abyssal Torrent here,
Yeah, that sounds.
these creatures will make saving throws at the start of their turn. Should they fail, they will become restrained, and they will take 3d6 bludgeoning damage until the spell ends. They must at the end of its turn, they may then try and make an additional save using Strength or Dex to overcome the spell save DC. Yeah. Given the nature of this, and you using a black page, this is you. Oh yeah, no, you've already got the modifier from Sochania, so never mind. Okay.
How much damage
So that-
do I take?
Are
Use the black
you using?
page. It doesn't use spell slot.
Oh no. Oh, that's right. It doesn't. You take damage. So how many SP would that take plus the split?
What level was it? Was it a 4th level spell?
4th.
Okay,
Yeah.
So that's 6 plus 2, so that's 8. Okay.
8. You take 16 points of damage.
Cool. I'm down to 3, but Kat has locked her eyes on these guys. Like
You are down to 3.
she
Okay.
does not care.
Okay. It now gets to their turn. They make their dexterity saving throws. What's your spell save DC?
16.
That is a fail on both of them, as they are restrained and kept in place by this dark inkiness. Yeah, they can't see. Go ahead and roll me 3d6 damage. Oh, I should probably roll for their Mephit as well. No, their Mephit's dead.
3d6.
Or not their Mephit, their Imp. So 3d6. 9. So each of them takes 9 points of bludgeoning damage from this. Yeah, they're stuck there. They cannot move, but they get an additional save at the end of their turn. They are restrained, so let's see what they might try and do. They are both very injured right now. Concentration for the green one. Succeeds his concentration. Both of them are blinded, with neither of them being able to see. Yeah, they're both going to try and fire off a Chaos Bolt at you. So these are with disadvantage. So the first one, that is a 13 to hit.
No.
No? Okay. 13 to hit. It otherwise whizzes past you. You can see the crackling dark energy shooting past you. The other one making an attack roll as well. No, that's even lower. As they both fire off these chaos bolts, each of them just kind of jettisoning past you, not really doing anything. You can hear them shouting and screaming, almost calling out in what's going on here. Okay, it is now the Ink Blob's turn. At the end of their turn, they also get to make additional saves. They're going to use their strength, because despite them being wizards, they have a higher strength than Dex, because they're dwarves. Okay, the green one succeeds. So they are no longer restrained. but they have to make an additional save at the beginning of their turn, which is fun. So they can just get permanently soft locked. This will be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one failed, so it stays there. Okay. With that is the ink blob's turn. The ink blobs get to make attack rolls against the people they are attached to. The one against K. No, that's an 11 to hit. The one against Cat. It's a 19 to hit.
Can I use my reaction for shield?
Will it take you above 19?
Yes.
Then yeah, you can.
I will use my reaction.
Okay. You use your reaction to otherwise block this. Go ahead and roll wild magic. You need to make 2 checks, I forgot. So first one is on a 4 or higher, and the second one, are you below half?
I am now. No,
Okay.
I'm below half on health, not on magic, so...
Okay, so then the next one is just on a 1. Nope, you're fine. Okay, you cast shield, blocking the small ink blob as it tries to bite and gnaw into your ankle. Okay, end of their turn. Vinny, you're up. You just watch this happen, and Cat is mighty injured as you watched her own blood used in this casting.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to use a bonus action to Healing Word
Mm-hmm.
on Cat.
Yep. So go ahead and roll that.
Mm-hmm. It's 1d4 plus 4.
Cat, you receive 8 points of healing.
Woo! Thanks. Not
No
the cat
worries,
said thanks.
no.
She was still obsessed with these 2 guys.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, and I'm gesturing to the thing on her ankle. Get that thing off of you. And I'm gonna 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Mm-hmm.
Move over here. Hold on. It's 2 spell points. Then I'm going to use my action to make an attack against the
Big
feather
guy?
slicer.
Yep, so you get a bonus to this.
Mm-hmm. This is with the scimitar.
Yep, so it's a +3 to hit. Okay, you can reroll the weapon damage. That does hit though. The belly butcher doesn't. It seems to be mostly just a little bit of hard, thick flesh, so
Okay.
they're not really.
And having hit with that, I'm gonna spend a bardic inspiration to slashing flourish.
Okay, and that and what does that do? Do additional damage, or is that?
It does the bardic inspiration die in damage to the target and one other creature within 5 feet of me. So
Okay,
it's-
so go ahead and roll me the d6 there. Okay, so it takes 17 plus 17 plus 4, I
plus
believe
4,
that would be.
yes.
Yep. So that's 21 points of damage. Okay, it's looking mighty hurt.
And 5 to the
And
hauler.
5 to the hauler, which is looking very much on death's door.
Okay, and I'll stay here.
Okay. Do you have a bonus action attack, or did you?
I used it for healing word.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Okay. End of your turn. The Heli Butcher is furious of what's happened here. Oh, he heard the command. Does he risk stepping out of range to attack Cat? Actually, no. His hook's a 20-foot reach because he can throw it. It's not as likely to hit, but he can try. Oh, Cat, your AC is 21 currently, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to do it. He's going to take 1 swing at Cat and then 1 at Vinny. Actually, no. Romulus is still affected by Reckless, isn't he?
Yes.
Okay, 1 at Romulus, 1 at Cat. Okay, Cat, the hook attack against you. That is As it uses that score. That is a 21 to hit. I think that just hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 14 plus 7. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's going to. He is going to pump 3 punishment points into this because he's been on order to try and help the others escape. So you take and okay, you take 14 points of piercing damage and 14 points of necrotic damage as you are pulled adjacent to it. The hook tearing into your shoulder as it pulls you towards him.
Okay, Cat down. She
okay.
was only on 11.
Okay. Doesn't take you to your full negative, so you are not instant dead, but that is a lot of damage. And then that is going to be a attack with advantage against Romulus. That hits with a 25. And then it's going to pump 3 more punishment points into Romulus, because it hasn't had the opportunity to use these yet. But final turn, it will. Okay, so that is 5 points of piercing damage, halved to 2. And then that is... Oh man, we're also low on the extra damage. 7 points of necrotic damage, halved to 3. Okay, as Romulus shrugs it off, seeing you go down and dragged along the ground towards it, he shrugs off the attacks, looking at the belly butcher, furious at what it's done. Curve, it is your go.
Okay, would I be able to do a vampiric touch on this guy?
Yeah, by all means.
Melee spell. So
Mhm.
does Eldritch Blast, okay? Is
Oh,
Eldritch
the melee spell attack is that you
generic?
use the vampiric using your spell attack modifier.
Ah, I see. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to do that then. On hit,
Yep.
target takes 3d6 necrotic damage.
Yep, go ahead and roll your attack roll. And you will now be concentrating on vampiric touch.
Oops. Sorry, what do you want to do there? I accidentally rolled both.
You take the leftmost one. So
Yep,
that'll be
that's
this one.
fine. Still 18.
So still hits and 3d6 damage. So go ahead and roll that. Okay, it takes 10 points of necrotic damage and you regain 5.
5 hits, yep.
That is the green black blade, who hasn't taken any damage yet. Okay.
And would I be able to do another attack?
With the nature of it being a spell casting attack, you aren't able to do a second attack with vampiric touch.
Okay. Am I able to do a movement back, or?
You can, yeah. It might just provoke an opportunity attack, but you're welcome to.
Never mind then.
Okay.
No, fair enough, I'm good.
Okay. Moving on to Romulus's go. Romulus has no healing potions and he's not done anything yet, so he's just going to try and take out these two. So he's going to take the first attack, Reckless, against the Belly Butcher. Hits, I think with his modifier alone, unless he rolls a 1. Yep, no, the Belly Butcher goes down. The Belly Butcher collapses into the ground in a pile of meat, slowly beginning to disintegrate into what looks to be black sludge. Second attack he's going to make will be against the Sludge Hauler. Hits, and Sludge Hauler had 3 health, so Sludge Hauler goes down as well. And then he is going to step over to Cat and is going to just try and defend her as best he can. Okay, Sludge Hauler doesn't get a go because Sludge Hauler is down. So it becomes Corsaia's go. Corsair is going to pull out a healing potion and is going to put it in your mouth, Cat. As he has no healing capabilities. So you heal 4 health because he rolled 2 1s. So you get 4 hit points, but more critically, you are up. Okay, that took his action to do, and he's then going to spend the rest of his turn Yeah, he's just going to move over here and just try and wait to make sure that nobody targets you. Okay, end of his turn is now the Black Blade's turn. This one is going to run. Do you make an attack opportunity, Curve?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make me an attack roll then, please. This will be with your scythe specifically here.
Yes. Is that still the D20?
Yep.
So, okay.
Unfortunately, as you go and you swing with your scythe, in caring not to trying not to damage the tent, you put your swing off short. Unfortunately, as he otherwise runs, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and yeah, and then you watch as he disappears into darkness.
Oh, so
Okay.
dashed and ran.
You aren't sure. You just can't see him anymore. Okay. End of his turn. Okay, your go.
Alright, well, considering this guy's dead, I'm gonna make sure this guy can't get away. Are these squares still here?
Yes. Yeah, they persisted along. Oh no, because Cat fell unconscious, so never mind. Concentration's gone. Good call. Okay, so they're no longer restrained, so they will get to move on their next turn.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I am going to use one of my biological resiliences
Mm-hmm.
to use my one of my lunging bites.
Okay.
So I lunge at this guy and bite onto him.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an attack roll. Total to hit. Quite a bit, I imagine.
Let's see, total to hit. 24 to hit.
24 to hit. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And
So that does how much damage?
4 plus 4 plus 2.
4 plus 2, so 10 damage. Okay. You lunge at that one, and you take 5 points of necrotic damage from the black blood as you bite into them. As your bite sinks into them, the individual falls to the ground, otherwise screeching from the teeth as they otherwise embed into them as they fall down to the ground, no longer concentrating. Notably, the blobs don't disappear.
It's fine. It's a free meal, I think. Maybe.
Okay.
He's
That's your
just
movement and one of your
down.
attacks. They're dead. Yeah.
I didn't want to kill him.
You want to knock him unconscious?
Yeah, well, I wanted to get we wanted to get information out of him. It was
Okay, so you want
established at
so
the
you're knocking
beginning.
them unconscious here.
Yeah, I'm knocking him unconscious.
Okay. Noted.
I might not be able to hit this properly, but I am going to attempt to take my dagger and throw it at this guy, aiming for like his tendon.
What's the range on the dagger?
The range is 20 to 60.
20 to 60. So this will be with disadvantage because you're more than 20 feet away. And you'll be aiming for a particular part of him, which will increase his AC by 5.
That's fine.
So go ahead and make the attack with the 10. You otherwise throw the dagger, as you otherwise throw it through the air towards the target. Natural 1, it misses. I'm going to say the ink is going to get an attack roll against you, because natural 1. No, that's a 9 to hit. Okay. That'll be the end of your go. Unless you're going to bite because you have an extra attack, you could attack.
Oh yeah, I'm
thing.
gonna eat it.
Okay, go ahead and make the attack roll.
Kay is his own worst enemy at this point.
Okay, that hits. So that does enough damage to kill it. You take Or make me a dexterity saving throw. The dwarf automatically fails.
Oh,
I'm putting this in my mouth, by the way.
It's still an area around it.
I don't want him to die. I'm trying not to eat him. I'm not trying not to kill him.
Do you have any extra movement to move further away?
Uh,
Because your movement speed is 30, isn't it?
yes. I can move back 1 square because I could.
35 feet of movement?
What I can do is instead of going, because I didn't realize it until I just read the thing. I could have been 1 more square away before I jumped at it. Because
What,
it's
for the
10
lunging
feet.
leap?
Yes, 10 feet.
It still consumes the movement when you do that, though.
It consumes that movement, not my movement. That's what we've said before.
Oh, so it using the extra. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I'll say if you want to retroactively move back, I'll allow it.
yes, because
you
I'm
take-
actively not trying to kill this guy.
Okay. So you take 3 points of necrotic damage then, as the explosion goes off. Okay. End of your turn. Cat, you are currently on the ground with one of these little nibblies on your leg still.
okay. She's kind of like come more to a realization of what the hell's going on. She's nervous as hell. How's the hand? Is there still a mouth?
Yes.
Cool. I'm force feeding the mouth, the little thing.
Okay.
I don't know what's gonna
No.
happen.
I'm gonna say no roll for this. As you reach down with your hand, grabbing the little inkling, your mouth on your hand bites around it. You hear this chomping sound, and you watch as a single crack shoots up your arm. As it does so, you feel almost this wincing pain in your head for a moment before you hear voices from all directions speaking in languages you don't understand, almost like whispers and words meeting your ears, and then it's gone.
This cat's gonna get up. Oh, I don't know how to do the rotating thing. I haven't learned that yet.
Okay. You stand up.
How much movement have I got left?
Half, so you have 20 feet left.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. Does that work?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And I am going to hold Sychania right to his neck. Tell me where you learnt that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a charisma saving throw, please.
Cool. Charisma save. Excellent. 20. Oh, take
20.
that.
You feel the whispers beginning to cling as you have your hand out, as Sychania kind of quivers there for a moment. Your hand almost pulsating with magic as the dwarf looks down at it and says something, your hand reaching for him and grabbing him with a unknown strength, but you manage to hold it back before it, from what you would gather, would have broken his neck.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Use her
It
bonus
is now...
action to pull back and wrap up in a cloak.
Okay, on his turn... Yeah. Okay. As you hear these voices, you look at the dwarf who otherwise looks at you, kind of seeing what's going on from the rest, and goes, "Thy will be done." And you watch as he stretches out his hand. He's going to make an attack with disadvantage against his dwarf friend with Firebolt. That just misses his AC. As he makes the attack roll, the Firebolt hitting next to it before he drives the dagger into his neck, cutting off his own head. And he is dead. Okay. Vinny. Actually, no. Sorry, the little thing, because you ate this one. So, Vinny, it's your go. Combat technically isn't over.
Hmm.
Because this, if you're going to try and catch this one, you
Yeah.
need to figure out.
Saw it take off in that direction, so
Yep.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay. As you reach
It hits
there,
now.
I'm going to say no perception is needed. You see a ball of darkness wrapping around this section of ground here. You don't know whether they're still in it or if they've run off from it, but you see a pocket of magical darkness.
So comparable to a darkness spell.
Yes, but in actuality, a proper-sized darkness spell. So this would be size 8, I think. Yep. So this would be there. As you stand on the edge of it.
Okay. I am. Believe if I cast Thunder Wave, that should cover the whole area, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to spend my action to do that.
Okay. What saving throw is that, just in case I need to worry? And go ahead and roll me any damage if it needs to matter.
Yes. So Thunder Wave, 2d8 thunder damage, and a con save.
Okay.
That's DC. Is it written? 15.
15. Okay. So go ahead and roll damage just in case it matters. Okay.
4 thunder damage.
Okay. You watch as the orb and the person inside it that it's attached to is pushed back 10 feet.
Okay. Cool, cool.
They, as a reaction, are going to use Hellish Rebuke. So go ahead and roll me a dex save.
Can they use Hellish Rebuke against that?
Isn't it just taking damage or is it an attack roll?
I can't actually remember.
Hellish
I'll
Rebuke.
Make the dex save on you.
The creature makes a dex saving. No. A creature that damaged you.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll for them. Yeah. Okay. What'd you get?
Dexterity saving throw, that's a 14.
That succeeds. And so you take half damage and then half again, so you take 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Would have technically needed to make a concentration save for darkness, but that's not.
Okay. So Curve, you watch as Vinny runs past you and casts a spell, creating this loud boom onwards. As you watch as there's this small pocket of darkness which is shifted as a result.
Okay. I mean, but I can't really see the guy anyway. But I
No,
could
so it'll be
follow
attacks with disadvantage. You can go inside and make attacks, but it'll be a disadvantage either way.
possibly go up to here. Sorry. Double checking my cursed binding doesn't mean that they can't move, right?
What does it say specifically?
Target is grappled and cannot attack.
Yeah. So they wouldn't be able to move. Does it state target creature? And therefore you may need to be required to see them. Hematology, I believe this is. Cursed Binding. Place your hand on a creature within range. So no, you just have to be within melee range of them to do this. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So you wouldn't be able to get close enough to them to do Curse Binding.
Okay. I could do Cloud of Daggers into the dark area. Would that be okay?
You could, yeah. This will use your concentration onto Clouds of Daggers. And this will probably require a d4 just to see if you can get the area right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, no, this would just be a d20 plus your charisma modifier to see if you can successfully aim it correctly.
Okay.
But go ahead.
So that's 9 plus, I want to say 7, but let me just double check.
9 plus 7. So that will beat their spell save DC, so I will say that will hit them. Essential point. A creature takes 4d4 slashing damage when it enters the spell area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. So it will take... Oh, and this is cast at 3rd level, isn't it? Because your Warlock levels?
Mm-hmm.
So that should be 64 damage at the beginning of its turn.
Okay,
Not quite yet.
No.
No, not quite yet. Oh, didn't do that. Okay. So that's your action and your movement. There's not much else that can be done. Romulus is going to... So he's going to be dropping out of rage at this point. I think he's probably just going to be taking care of Cat, making sure she's okay. Corsair is going to otherwise stand next to Cat and then just kind of move over and look around and see what's going on, see if there's any more enemies, which, noting the area, there aren't any.
This one's
So,
unconscious, right?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Then it's the Blackblade's turn. And he takes 64 damage at the beginning of his turn, so go ahead and roll the 64s for me, please, Rebecca.
Oh, sorry, hon.
That's all right.
How many d6?
These ones 64s. This is automatic piercing damage.
15.
So that is 15 damage, okay. And he fails his concentration check. That's dropping the darkness spell. Okay. You can see that he is very badly injured currently.
Oh no, poor him.
At the beginning of his turn, he... He knows that running isn't going to get him very far. Okay. He can't cast darkness again. He's just going to try and run. I'm going to say he's 50 feet away currently. So he's this plus 50 feet.
Okay.
From each of you currently. So he's just making a run for it. Off into the heathland. You can quite happily see his silhouette with the... just in the distance, but he is moving out of range, which is going to make it very difficult to see him with ranged attacks, unless you're relatively close to him. Okay. Kay, top of your turn.
Don't. Let's see.
Justin Pinkett getting ready to hit. He's already homered in this game. This one smoked out to left. Macias squeezes in. Not getting enough contact.
I
Now it's the shortstop, Justin Pinkett. He's already homered here in this one.
Alright, what I'm going to do, I don't think I can help with chasing down this guy. So, what I am going to do is I'm going to go to this one, and I'm going to make sure he has no weapons on him, no daggers or anything. I'm going to check everything to make sure nothing can be done to where he would kill himself. considering this one tried to.
Okay.
And not to do damage. I'm going to make this clear. Not to do damage, but I would like to attempt to use Mana Burn on him to make sure he can't cast magic.
Mana Burn inherently will do damage. This is a
I don't
general
know
note.
how much damage it would do, because I was only told that it'll take 2d12 spell points.
So, oh wait, this is the
This is what I got from this plant.
yeah. So this will do damage to him. So if you do this, it will kill him.
Can I make the damage get done to me?
In this instance, if you want to take the damage, you can. It's up to you.
I want to make sure he can't do anything to hurt himself so we can get some answers.
Okay.
So, to make sure he has no spells or anything like that, I am willing to take the 2d12 damage.
Okay, go ahead and roll me 2d12 then.
Back to my original statement. K is his own worst enemy.
Very much so.
13.
As you place your hands on them to drain the magic of this individual, you sense, I will say, with using the effect of this and the fact that you're taking damage from this, the nature of their magic isn't tied to slots. They simply have an ability to use magic so many times before it wears thin.
I see.
In this instance, I'll say this disables their their 3 times a day casting and their first times a day casting, but you take 13 points of force damage as a result of taking 13 from them. Are you still up?
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
That's why I was fine with taking the damage, because I got plenty of HP right now.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask Romulus if he can toss over some rope so I can tie them up or something.
I'll see Romulus will pass that over on his turn. Okay. Cat, I'm going to assume that you're not doing anything on your turn. This guy's out of it.
Well, that guy's dead.
Vinny? Oh yeah, I meant more the guy on your side. So Vinny, what were you going to do to catch up and deal with them?
I'm faster than this guy since I can bonus action dash and still attack.
Mm-hmm.
So I can close some distance, and whilst I'm doing so, try and hit him with my short bow.
Okay. Closing distance, making attack. Go ahead and make an attack roll with that, with your short bow.
Okay, just
Yeah, you're able to keep up pretty easily. He's a dwarf. He runs slow. You still get sneak attack.
I don't believe I do actually.
Oh no, because it's from swashbuckler that gives you that. That's right.
Yeah, which
And isn't it a D8 for short bow, or is it?
D6 for short bow.
Oh, it is D6. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but this is just while I'm closing in.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Unfortunately misses. As you take a shot, it ricochets off of one of the back pieces of carapace off of the back of him. So moving within relatively close range. You take the shot and miss. Okay. Curve, anything you want to try and do? Guy's a little ways away and he will be keeping a distance from you and if you're doing any attacks, but still within, say for example, Eldritch Blast range, just not in any melee range stuff.
So do we want to be killing him or not? Sorry.
We do not want him to get back to base. Since
Well, that's an answer.
yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
prisoner would be helpful, but yeah.
I'm afraid I've used all my spell slots. I think my best chance is just Eldritch Blast.
Okay. So go ahead and make me 2 attack rolls with Eldritch Blast then, please. Okay, first attack hits, I'm pretty sure. Because you have a +7 to your modifier, don't you?
Yes.
Yep, so that first one hits, and then the second one also hits. So go ahead and roll me two lots of d10. Copy your second one of that. 10 damage. Okay. You take the 2 shots, the Eldritch Blasts hitting. As they do, you see that he hobbles, kind of stumbling forward on 1 health left.
Aw.
Skipping to his turn, you watch as he pulls out a small dagger
No.
and he mutters something before driving it into his throat, falling down dead. Okay. With the bloody battlefield left to all of you, injured for most of you, and in agony for some, your long rest is interrupted, and you will have to completely start again to benefit from a long rest here. But you have a prisoner, and that has to count for something. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you next week when we continue this adventure, hopefully with a Romulus.